Go live.
Yay.
Who's in charge?
That would be me.
The guy who hit the button.
Awesome. Unless it's not me.
Good evening and welcome to Slamfire Radio. This is episode 580. Tonight is November 6th, 2024. I am one of your hosts, Kyle.
I'm another one of your hosts, Dustin.
I'm Cowtown Tony.
And I'm Adriel.
Not bad. Not bad.
Did good.
Yeah. Getting better with this.
It'll only take a couple of 100 episodes. You'll get
We're going to get right into it.
Yeah. Let's get right into what we did with guns. And Dustin, why don't you lead us off?
Oh, okay. So what I did in guns, I reloaded some 9mm, which is always good. Because there's thousands of cases.
Define some.
A couple hundred rounds. Nothing crazy. I was just down there for a couple of hours and it's just something to do. I've been really, really busy with a bunch of different projects. Did some gear prep because I get to go duck hunting on Friday for the first time, which is really exciting.
That's exciting.
I'm actually going to film someone else duck hunting, but I'm also going to go duck hunting, so that's going to be cool. So a little bit of gear prep for that. They got me covered for guns, but the licenses and all the other stuff that I have to do, and then just making sure I've got dry, warm clothes and all of the camera gear that's going to come with me. And then the other thing I did in guns was I finally got my RPAL. It's approved. I'm getting my RPAL again, which was so much more of a hassle than it should have been. I applied. So, everybody knows it's like, make sure you apply for that renewal 6 months before. And I did. It expires at the end of this month, and I applied for it back in June. And, but for like the last 4 months, it's been sitting, I'll sign into the thing and it'll be like, yeah, it's been like, it's in the process where like, we're just, analyzing the details and, we'll get back to you. And then like, my union sent me a message at the beginning of the month that, hey, your license expires at the end of this month, and that is a requirement for you to maintain standing in your position and title. And I'm like, yes, I also know that it is a requirement for me to continue operating my firearms business that I have this license. So I started calling the Canadian Firearms Program. It was horrible. It took hours, and the First Lady hung up on me after she told me essentially she wanted to give me a fax number and a snail mail address to reach out to someone. And I was like, well, it's not 1986, so that fax number doesn't do me a whole lot of good. And a snail mail contact is probably not the fastest way. Can you put me in touch with someone? Big sigh, hold. And then she left me on hold for 20 minutes and then hung up. So I called back and I got a different guy, Josh, who was awesome. And he was super helpful. Inside of 10 minutes, got my license pushed over the finish line. I told him, I'm like, dude, 20 days and I can't do my job anymore, and that's not good. So, can you please help? And he did. So my license is going to be printed and in the mail soon. I'm very excited about it.
What did they have any detail? Did they need to know what gun range you were part of, or did it, what was the?
I submitted all of that. They had all of it. They didn't give me an answer. They didn't. They legitimately were like, it's in process. Like it's been like processed and I can't remember what the exact wording verbiage they used, but like it's been processed, but somebody like so-and-so is like looking at it again. And I'm like, you guys literally gave me a business license for all of the things. I have been through all of the background checks and you just reissued my business license like 2 months ago. So like, let's hurry along the RPAL that goes along with this. And yeah, the First Lady, she had no interest. She's like, can't get it done. No, this is an impossible task. And I'm like, well, it's been sitting there for almost 6 months and I'm not going to not do my job because you don't want to do yours. So, but yeah, anyway, it got sorted out. Josh helped me out and that was awesome. And yeah, that's about all I did, apart from I lit my AR-15 behind me here just for folks. So.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah, my question is, listening back to podcast was Steve Lee, who wrote our intro sound, right?
Yep.
And he mentioned that there's like way more levels to a PAL in Australia.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that, right? Just like don't stop at our PAL or like even one higher grandfathered prohibs, but like go up, like put the theatrical license in the same thing.
It should
Or
be.
how about this? You're trusted to own a firearm. What does the different firearms make a difference?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, why do we need to add extra layers and more complication to it?
We're gonna discuss about that later in the year, but
It's
just like
it's
Dustin's
unnecessary.
application should be on the top of the pile. Like your livelihood depended on it.
Well, so that's the thing. Normally, like if my livelihood wasn't a requirement, they would have just flipped me off. And the first lady, she was ready to, right? She wanted multiple letters from my union, my employer. I'm like, look, I'm a hired gun. I'm a contractor. My business is the thing that I pay. Like, would you like me to send you a letter from me? Because that's what you're gonna get. That says I need, like. It's not me telling me that I need the firearms license to continue doing my job with firearms. That's the federal government. And your job as the person working for the Canadian Firearms Program is to facilitate what I need to continue remaining on that side of the law. And on top of it, like I said to her and I said to Josh, like, you guys just issued me a firearms business license for theatrical armory. There are things that I can possess that nobody else in the country can possess, but we're gonna drag our feet on the PAL and RPAL on my like fourth renewal. I like this is absurd. It's not like it's a new license. It's like my fourth renewal. So anyway, that was a whole thing. Oh, the one other thing that was fun that was gun related. I was at Princess Auto today, and I was wearing one of my favorite gun rights or human rights hoodies with the AR-15 on it. I got 2 compliments while I was there. So
there you go.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
So, like, they should. That's what the conditions are for,
Dude.
right? You should just your theatrical should be just a part of your license condition.
Yeah, should.
Anyway, I don't know. Bureaucracy is something I don't understand. So
designed that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Who's next, Dustin?
Tony, what'd you do?
All right, I shot the rifle match at the BTSA. Unfortunately, we likely won't have one for 2025 because Taylor is going on, well, most of Team Canada is going on the World Shoot for both PCC and handgun. Unfortunately, because PCC is kind of the new division here, they didn't schedule it quite right. It used to be a 3-year rotation. So pistol, and then I forgot if it's shotgun first, rifle later, or the other way around. But so pistol, shotgun, rifle, pistol, shotgun, rifle. But now you have 4 divisions, so it's pistol and PCC on the same year, which is, to me, a pretty odd choice because if you're shooting pistol, you're likely going to shoot PCC. If you're shooting rifle, maybe you will shoot PCC as well. But maybe you should have put it with shotgun, or maybe just make the whole rotation 4 years in a row instead. So Taylor probably need more time to practice and won't be able to organize a rifle match like this for next year. But it was a great match.
Why don't you organize one?
I don't want to do MD yet. I don't know if I could. Maybe. I'm already trying to flip the whole script on the BTSA IT situation. So maybe we'll take it baby steps. Like, freaking, I'm in there for a month. The whole billing thing.
Well, I'm sure there's people there that could support you.
Upside down.
It's a big enough club.
Yeah, maybe. We already don't have really enough people to put on matches, and everyone's busy. It is one of the loudest matches of the year, which is very exciting. And I found out 223's loudness doesn't come from shorter barrel length. It comes from the brakes. 20-inch barrels, like the one Taylor shot, gigantic break, still loud. Sounds great, though.
I mean,
just imagine how loud it gets when it gets down to 10 inches.
I was going to say, when you cut the barrel off down to, I had a 7.5 inch, and I promise you, 223 is noisy out of that.
No, we had a guy shooting a 10-inch braked. Sounds the exact same.
It feels different to fire though. Like
but I'm not shooting it. I'm just a tablet guy. Mm-hmm. So I was shooting the very cheap toy around Savage 822, a few FESR. So really not really any modification on this gun. Spark 2, as what I recommended.
Nice.
Spark 2 red dot. And I have this is more for Maple Seed ORPS kind of thing. This is a Pacmeyer was it called a decelerator? Something of another Pacmeyer. I think this is the medium sized. This is more for a length of pole. Gun is now it's kind of more perfect, but used to be a little bit short for me, especially if you're behind a long scope. In the future, if I'm shooting action with it, probably not. I'll probably take this off because it's a little grippy on your clothes. So when you're on low ready, it's kind of grabbing your shirt when you're coming up, or if you're doing a reload. I was running a 25 round banana mags wherever possible. It depends on the ammo type and the weather condition. If it's shining, it seems it'll be a little bit better. If it's a little bit cloudy and windy, because the temperature is dropping, it seems to work a little bit worse. And I got some malfunctions, some nosedives, and I have this is the cheap full polymer Magpul bipod on here. I really like this. And you see, I'm a really bad gun owner. I haven't even cleaned it yet. Taylor got creative and decided, oh, there's also a mark here too. Decided to build, well, technically two, but build a stage surrounding a VTAC barricade, I think going back to his 3-gun days. So there's some, white paint, red paint rubbing off of the gun.
Which mags are you running in that gun, Tony?
I've run both the 25s and the 10-round rotaries, and they all work meh.
Wait, 25 round, which ones?
I think there's only one kind, Butler Creek.
Are we? Oh, you know what? Good for you. Good.
It's not a 1022, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because there is no pistol.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So yeah. Oh, but I forgot to say the important part for the whole no rifle match next year thing. We are planning a PCC provincials for Alberta at the BTSA. So if you're in the Calgary area, you shoot PCC, you want to check out, you are black badge certified and you like to shoot. Well, if you're black badge certified, you wouldn't know about it. But if you're from out of province, maybe you want to come and check it out. It should be like a similar, smaller match kind of concept. So 1-day match. I'll be there. And you can see a lot of moonclips on my desk. So this is what I borrowed from Steve. Shout out to Steve, or one of our board of directors, and he lent me a set of other things. You got the moonclips. You have your, I guess, cylinder checker, so you can, practice fake reloads. I don't know. Steel challenge, you don't need to reload, but that's what it is. You have your makeshift Mooner. There's also a 3D printed version, which is very cool. That's how you basically install the cartridges on the clips themselves. There's also a demooer, which is just kind of a tube, so you hook it on there, like so, and you kind of rip on it. These fits pretty tightly. If you're getting more into revolver shooting, God knows why. Maybe if you want to be like Tony, you want to be competitive in IPSC, but can't figure out a way. There's no standard semi-spec for how the moonclip groove is cut. So there are different sizes, different thickness of moonclips. The benefit of thinner ones being they're more compatible with everything. If you go on to, for example, I think it's called Revolver Supplies. There's a company, Revolver Supplies, and they give you a lookup chart on which type of moonclip you want to use with which brand of brass. So a few of the common ones you will see would be, for example, I have SMB 38 specials. You have PMC 38 specials, which are more value friendly. If you're loading your own, you might be looking at Starline brass. So they will give you a recommendation on what thickness of moonclips you would want to get. So they're not flopping around too much. This is considered decent, I guess. So when you're dropping it into the cylinder, it's actually not gonna, like, all the rounds are gonna spread different ways, and you can't drop it in there. And Steve hasn't invested in a magical tool called a BMT Mooner. So if you're getting into action shooting revolver, like these kind of things where you need to load up a lot of moon clips, and I think more importantly, unload moon clips very quickly, there's the BMT Mooner. Jerry Michalek showed them off once. He didn't mention the names, but it took me a while to find what they are. They're like they have a base and they have a cap. When you twist the cap, you will moon every one of them. So BMT stands for Better Mousetrap. So just search for that. You can thank me later. And here are the moon clips themselves. Slow things. So this is kind of different from the traditional speed loader style where you have kind of a tail cap you discard. Bought stuff from Tenda, and this is the bullets I mentioned from a few weeks ago that CamPro has. They have muzzleloader bullets now. So I have them in hand. They're real. These are 240 grain, fully copper plated. I guess they might have a TX HP. I'm not sure what that means. I'm thinking it might have. It's maybe a polymer.
Hollow point copper. That's probably what it's going to be. It's tipped, but it's hollow point under there.
Okay. What's a TX for then?
I don't know. TSX? Like the TSX?
No, it have lead warnings on it, so I'm pretty sure it's not
lead?
TSX.
Oh, wow.
The fully copper plated, right? You can't plate copper on copper, can you? Maybe you can. I don't know.
No, if it's copper plated, it's lead inside.
Oh, yeah. Also, I have the belt because I'm going to compete with the revolver steel challenge. And you have this is not really important for my application, but you have your 3D printed lugs on the hangers for your loaded moon clips to go on. Well, I guess it will go face down like so. So you can load 2 on each. And this is a double alpha belt. It's very nice. Also, because for steel challenge anyways, there is no restriction on USPSA on what kind of a holster you can get. So you can have like a lot of clearance for your muzzle.
So wrong.
So what do you mean? Like the holster or
just the whole thing?
Yeah.
Revolvers are for cowboys. They're not for competition.
That's true.
I'm gonna wear my cowboy hat. I don't know, like wear my cybernetic eye, and then I'm gonna shoot a revolver. Makes sense? Makes sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I was at Steve's house, he showed me his safe, guns, awesome. So what he is shooting is a Smith & Wesson V-Comp. I pull the trigger, it feels pretty good. Although when I'm shooting it, the trigger weight will be increased. He is loading exclusively federal primers to get a lower trigger pull, basically. But yeah, the V-Comp is very nice, and I like the aesthetics of it a little bit better than what I was originally thinking about getting if the freeze was to go away, which is the TR8, which is more of a combat style thing, and you can have a Picatinny reel on top. So I'm gonna put my Vortex Huey on top, make the gun like quadruple the weight. I don't know, because it's
throw a Huey on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Too much recoil, we're gonna make it heavy, right? There's no rules. It's like the open division, but with wheel guns. Well, you can shoot steel challenge that way. You can't shoot USPSA that way. They don't actually have a revolver optics. I guess they don't have a classic optics division either. So
just you wait. We're gonna get hunting with handguns, and then we're gonna be able to put like long optics on handguns. You'll have a whole division all to you. It'll be great.
You're gonna wear your double alpha holster, race type holster, because that's the only thing that will fit that freaking optic on the top of the gun. You're gonna drop your pistol somewhere. So when he was showcasing me his safe, it's very well organized and everything, but he have like dampered the moisture absorbing stuff.
Yep.
That have the absorbent on top, and then they have a little water tank on the bottom.
Dangerous.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So he learned that the hard way once already. So he have a tray below it, but I just want to bring that up to all the listeners that make sure you have a backup way to contain that liquid. That liquid is I think maybe it's something in the chemicals that make it more corrosive than just water. And when we brought out some stuff, he didn't even notice previously, but there are some little tiny corrosive marks on one of the barrels, and one of the sling studs. He didn't even notice. It's like half corroded away. Good thing it's only just the sling stud, so you can replace it. But it can be serious stuff, especially when you have a spill like that. You want to check your safe pretty thoroughly, I guess. So warning. I currently all my long guns are in open air because that's just how I roll. So it's not as big of a concern. Alberta is dry enough that it's not a concern. And last thing, this is a contrary point to Dustin. I didn't even ask for my RPEL. They sent me a new one because I got it restricted. And the new one, finally, after carrying an MP sheet of condition paper for like 3 years, finally you have a condition on it. But like, why just learn
standard terms and conditions apply? Is that what
your standard? You can move this your firearms from your house to the ranges and whatever.
I would love a competition. I would love for anybody to provide any piece of paper that has less use and value, like any government mandated required piece of paper documentation that has less value and use than that stupid conditions piece of paper
Dustin,
that you have to have.
You underestimate the government, my
friend. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know if in government they do, but I know in a lot of manufacturing stuff they do. This page is intentionally left blank.
Yeah, I always love that in a manual.
It's like, okay, you're confusing people less, but now I can't even take note on that piece of paper. Like, what is going on? So finally I have conditions, but like, you're halfway there. It looks so close to Alberta driver license right now. Alberta driver license just have the condition on the back. I have a condition because I wear glasses. It says condition A right there. I don't need to carry additional piece of paper. Like
printing it on the card. That's absurd, Tony. Come on.
Yeah, it's like the barcode. You can't put the information database. That's crazy.
There is no room for logic here.
No. Real quick, Tony. I one little addendum to mine. Thank you for that tip for the 357 Magnum from Tenda last week. I bought like 300 rounds, and that was like the first treat I bought myself in a minute.
What are you gonna shoot out of? A Henry?
No, I have a GP 100. I love my.
Oh, Ruger.
Don't you shake your head at me.
No.
I've had two of them.
I love that gun. That gun, all right, hands down, real quick. That gun, hands down, when I take new people shooting, ends up being always the gun that they like the best. Put like 38 in it. And it is a little laser beam that everybody seems to like, because in double action, it's got a super light, easy to pull trigger, and it's got a really smooth double action trigger. I love that gun for new shooters so much.
I looked into that gun. The only problem is it doesn't have 8 shots.
No, it's got 6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to race it.
Well, it's Joel's gun from The Last of Us. It's actually why I had it. Because I had a 6.86 as well, but I couldn't have two of essentially the same gun, just like a Smith & Wesson and a Ruger that are the same. So I kept that one because it's Joel's.
Good reason.
Yep.
Tony, you done your thing?
Yeah, I'm done my thing. Let's go to you next then, since you're waiting.
I suppose. Let's see. Did a PAL course in Lloyd. Went out Saturday. Did that. Good times. And then Sunday, I went for a scouting trip for hunting. So I'm doing a big hunting trip on the long weekend. Tony might be coming out. And Ian might be coming out as well.
Ooh.
Mr. Runkle.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys are going to have a fun group.
Yeah. And a couple of my other buddies is some listeners and a couple of good hunting buddies I've had for pretty much all my life. So we're going to get out there and maybe shoot some deer. Maybe we'll do that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was scouting across the river from the place that we were looking at. And it's an hour and a half away from just across the river. You have to go up,
oh God, there's no bridge.
Yeah, there's no bridge. And it wasn't that good. We like scouted a bunch of stuff. There's deer there. There's deer, but just not No
as
decent
many.
camping spots. Yeah, it wasn't nearly as good as the other spot for camping spots.
What gun are you gonna bring?
Guns.
Yeah, guns.
Guns. Yeah.
Everybody get a SKS. This is a standard issue for the Communist Army.
Just for the PLA friends that I've got. Yeah.
I'm not gonna shoot that.
No, Tony, I'll put a 6.5 in your hands or a 243 or something like that if we're close in. I'm bringing my 300 blackout as well, and my kid wanted his GSG because he's probably going to slay a bunch of small games, so I brought that out for him too.
Take a 22 then.
Yeah. If you have any pellet guns, bring them out because I'm going to set out a bunch of little like steel targets, and in the middle of the day when we got nothing to do, we'll shoot those. Yeah, so I've been kind of like packing up. So the scouting trip was to check out a different spot. Wasn't that good? We went back to the other spot. Yeah, it's still tons of deer there. So yeah, they're there. Checked out this spot that we found some rubs last time. They're still being serviced, so there's still a big stinky buck that's walking that line. That's in there somewhere. So I think we'll set up some blinds somewhere in there. Pack my rattles along. See if I can coax them in, or one of the other guys can coax them in. We'll see. And then my gray birch stock came in today. There it is. Now they originally sold these that like they attached to the pick, and now they're just a direct. So I have the folding thing, but I needed to attach it. They only make it to attach to their chassis now, but I made it to attach to this thing. This is a pick rail riser that I've made a gray birch adapter out of.
For the listeners, you can find a conspicuous silver spot on a whole black gun. I will lead your imagination to understand why.
I still have some sanding and filing and whatnot to do, and some painting to do, but essentially that's what it's going to look like. So it's an ultralight 1022 build. It is 4.1 pounds. I have a 12-inch carbon fiber wrapped barrel on the front, which isn't the lightest barrel you can possibly put on here, but it's like the lightest thick barrel you can put on there. Red dot. And then on the stock, like it comes with a cheek rest and everything. I had to pull it all off just to get you have to get your face way down, because this red dot on here is low. This is made for like a stock that like goes down on the back like a traditional stock, right? And I have a straight stock. So you really got to ram your face down on there to get it on target. Well, it's better now that the cheek.
It's also a pistol dot. They're just lower in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could get the pick rail adapter for it and get a different plate, but
No.
so expensive.
Gotta save those weight.
Yeah, I gotta save the weight. Yeah. So now it's like very lightweight. What am I going to use it for? Steel challenge. I think I'll use it for 22 steel challenge because it's nice and light and very quick to point around. I might use it for grouse, not this weekend because my kid's going to have his GSG out there, and that's good enough. Then the other thing, this actually a couple of weeks ago, YouTuber Gonzo Gustavo, or I can't remember what his name is. He gave me one of these rear charging handles for the Raven. Not the good one, not the Gen 2, but the Gen 1. So still thankful for that. So yeah, it's non-reciprocating. And we'll see if it
You
stays
may
on or not.
have a reason to keep the side charging on there because this weekend at Taylor's match, Taylor was at an 8-round stage, empty start. He had an issue was the first round chambering, and he did not have a side charger. He didn't have a forward.
There's nothing.
There's no way to push it back in
check
there.
it in. Yeah.
So he looked at it. He took a chance. It didn't go bang. So
click.
that the whole stage was, well, for him, for his speed, it was a throwaway. But
yeah, I will be leaving the side charger on there. There's no reason why I shouldn't leave it on there. So the side charger will stay on, and just stay there.
It's your improved one too.
I have the factory one, but I prefer the improved one. It's got rubber on there.
For those looks, I'm a sucker for looks. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, me too. That's why it's on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, last week we published our audio only podcasts on YouTube. So Google's solution to their never ending problem of having too much money is they just keep throwing out new podcast apps. And their new idea is like, oh, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be YouTube Music, and we'll put podcasts on there. So therefore, our YouTube channel now has like every episode doubled. There's the video version, and then there's an audio only version. So if you're going to go driving or something like that and you want to listen and you don't have Apple Podcasts or another podcast app, I guess you can use the YouTube Music one and just download the audio only versions. They'll have the Slamfire thumbnail. They won't have like a different thumbnail on it. They'll always just have that basic one on there, and that'll be audio only to save on data, I guess. Yeah, and then this weekend, going hunting, I'm just looking at, packing stuff up, packing up my hunting clothes, my rifles. There's actually quite a bit of stuff. I have a checklist over here, but I have extra stuff that I'm taking.
You gotta send that to me. I feel like just every time I'll be I think every time I show up okay, but I always feel like when I'm leaving the door, I'm ill prepared. Also, just for listeners, I found this too much fun. Just the moon clip and the bullets.
Your own fidget toy.
I can't stop. Yeah, just fidget toy. I never really like proper fidget toys. I don't know why. It's just a thing. So I'm just, I don't know, playing around. I'm gonna break this moon clip. These things are somewhat prone to breakage if you like force them on there with your mooning tool. So probably not recommended. They're just spring steel.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. So maybe we can talk about it for our main topic. Talk about like packing for hunting and that kind of thing. We have done the lists before, but I got a whole bunch of stuff that I've added to my list. So maybe I'll go get it. I have it on a post-it upstairs, like all the extras that I'm putting on top.
Did you get robbed? It looks like a whole bunch of stuff's missing from your wall.
No, it's all bagged. So I have 2 bags here with a whole bunch of stuff, and I have a whole bunch of guns around me because I've been doing like last minute mods and that kind of thing, like putting the charging handle on that, or dicking around with the stock on that one, or rescoping some other stuff. So it's kind of like all scattered around me right now.
He's going full communism. Here's your rifle. Here's your rifle. Here's your rifle. Comrade.
They're all the same.
Well, exactly.
Man.
That's how you standardize an army so they can have parts interchangeability.
Yeah. No, I don't think I have. Do I have any duplicates? Yes, Maple Seed duplicates, and I have 2 Palcourse duplicates, but I'm getting rid of one of them.
Really?
I had 2 Wildcats for Palcourses for
God.
2 of my kits, and I'm replacing one of them with a WSMCR.
Oh, nice.
What?
I think
that's a very expensive. Well,
no, it's a clapped out one. It's super clapped out.
Is it yours or is it you bought a different?
Yeah,
it's mine. Yeah, it's missing some parts, but like thinking to the Palcourse like that I did as an instructor and that I did when I first did mine, like all the guns they had were like the crappiest, cheapest stuff you would never run into. And I wouldn't, like, a lot of my stuff was like that too, but I wouldn't mind having some good stuff in there. Just a couple of things in there. Like, I got a Ruger PC carbine in there. I think that's kind of cool. And I think a WSMCR would be cool as well. Just so you can see, like, oh, yeah, I've played some video games, but this is not like those, right?
I don't even remember what semi-auto I was taught on for PAL.
SKS? So many of them.
No.
A lot of people use that Remington, what's their automatic 740 or...
yeah, I think that's what I had for...
It's terrible. So, it's the worst. It's absolutely the worst. No one uses them. They're crap. There's a reason why, like, yeah.
I think Dave mentioned that one is the one drawn on the book. So a lot of people go with that because, I don't know, maybe Remington sponsors them or something. There's an A70 on there. There's that. Yeah, I really don't remember. What semi-auto I was taught on. I don't think I got tested on a semi-auto either. I was tested on a pump and a bolt, I think.
I usually test on the bolt and the pump as well because those are the common ones that most people want to ask them at the start of the class. They say they're there for hunting. So they're okay. You got to learn how to use the bolt action then, and pump is probably like something you'll have to.
Are you going to try to trick them by giving them one with a bolt lockout safety? Your position?
All the bolts that I run in my course have the safety locks the bolt closed, but you turn safety back off to do anything. That's not the worst you can do. I also like a lot
No,
of the time
of
in the
course
same
not.
kit. I have a 303 British and a 303 Savage.
That's all.
No one's
That's a little mean. That's a little mean.
no one's made a mistake yet. I've
Oh,
taught
there you
200
go. There you
students.
go.
None of them have made the mistake. Some of them have gotten it wrong on the written test. No one's actually gotten it wrong yet in class.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
But that's not the meanest thing. I think the meanest thing.
I
You
think
could give
someone
them-
mentioned it says 9mm on a slide and then 40 on a barrel or something like a
Oh,
swap
that is
barrel.
That's
U6.
you know what? That's not mean. I think I'm okay with that because you teach them to identify, you know, what ammo goes into what gun, and that's I'm okay with that.
Well, okay, here's one for you for if we're doing labeling. I have an STI that's chambered in 400 Corbon.
Mhm.
The barrel is 40 Smith & Wesson hybrid.
Okay, well that's just all right. That's just like you're actually getting into like a level of autistic detail that most gun owners never
Give them
ever
a
will.
give them an Atlas 2011 that says 9mm major on it.
But like my Jericho, like this one, this is the old one, the one that comes with the two barrels. Like that is a fun thing to test when I like do my little like pre-pal course with friends and stuff. I'll throw the 41 Action Express barrel in there because I've got some dummies for it as well, and I'm like, all right, you know, because there'll be a couple of handguns on the table. All right, identify which ammo goes with this gun because it says like you know this is 41 AE on the little um, port there, and yeah, it's just an extra little thing when they've been used to 9mm, 45, 357, 9mm. Like oh, this one, it's 41 Action Express.
Give them a 9x25 Dylan. It's like the only brass you're gonna fit in there is 10mm because that's how it's designed.
Give them a 300 blackout and then give them resized
223 brass. This 223 doesn't fit in this 223 gun.
No, it will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unless you load it long or load like some of the factories load it so that their 300 blackout won't
I
fit in a
think
223.
the original spec was that it's not supposed to fit, but I'm pretty sure hand loaders have broken it anyway.
Yeah, and that's a good way of blowing up your AR too. A fantastic way of blowing up your AR. Anyways, yeah, going hunting.
Cool. All right.
Kyle.
Well, I didn't do much. Last weekend took the Jeep out, took the family out. We went with an overland group here just for a quick overnight trip. And yeah, so it was a quick trip, but it took like 5.5 hours to get to the meeting area. So yeah, we woke up early Saturday morning, drove out there. It was pretty cool. Got to some higher elevation, cooled down overnight, so testing our sleep system on the rooftop tent and whatnot. I was comfortable, even though with kid and wife in the tent, I don't get blankets. So I was still comfortable in there. And I mean, it's not a 4-season tent at all. It's pretty thin, but it's surprising how much heat it retains.
How cold does it get?
Well, this morning it was 34, so it was like
freezing?
Yeah, it was about like 3 degrees this morning.
That's pretty good. Calgary is about that right now, so
it's cold to me right now.
Night. Yeah. We go into the negatives. It just like it snowed like on Monday. Yeah. It's kind of all gone.
We got so driving back on Sunday, we actually got like some like micro sleet coming through Cloudcroft, and really like the first snow I've seen in a year and a half. So.
But it's like that. Even Arizona, they have enough altitude where snow.
Oh yeah, you get up to Flagstaff. Like, I mean, they got ski hills up in Flagstaff. There's a ski hill up Cloudcroft too. Like it's getting to the time. In fact, I think overnight they got a good dump of snow. Like we missed the snow even where we were camping. Got a good dump of snow the night after we left. So Sunday night. But I will bring guns into the trip because we were around the fire and few of us were carrying guns. Buddy brought out this Derringer type gun. It was a 4-barrel 38 special.
Oh, I saw there was an
I've
English
seen that thing.
quad, like
Right.
a pepper box, not a pepper box, but like a quad barrel thing. It was in like Battlefield 1 or something.
Yeah,
There's a few things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was sized just like a little Derringer. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was a cool, it was a fun trip. And part of that, like I said, testing out stuff for cold weather. I think I'm going to invest into a diesel heater if we're going to be starting to go out and finding some snow in that. But won't have one in time. I am hunting this weekend also.
You can get those things on Amazon. You can.
Oh,
get
I know.
literally
That's what I'm doing. I'm
day
buying
of.
like $100 cheap Chinese knockoff.
They're fine though. They're
Oh, yeah.
they're good. I
I've watched a bunch of
They have
reviews on them, and
Mhm.
yeah, compared to like what was it, a Pulsar, it's like $1,400 US for a suitcase diesel heater, and it's like you can literally go spend $125 and buy, 12 of them for the same price as that one. So
Is that probably made in the USA though?
actually, Pulsar is Canadian.
Oh, probably made in Canada then. You got to support
There's-
that.
There's
it's-
Webasto that's German as well, but like they're
Yeah.
same thing, like
Yeah,
$1,200.
like they're better parts. Like they're the Chinese ones. You're gonna deal with some stuff, but they even have them with where you have apps on your phone that you can
Mhm.
control it with. and
Yes,
that,
they
so-
don't
Yeah.
have an exhaust, do they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't put
Oh.
the heater in your tent. You leave that down, get a shelf off your tire or whatever, and then you run just a dryer line up into your tent or whatever you want to heat. So it's got an
Kyle,
exhaust,
I know
but
exactly
your
what
fan
video
is
you watched.
isolated from your burner. It's almost like a hot water tank where it heats the water,
Interesting.
but it
Okay.
heats the air and blows the hot air out, so you don't get it's not like a propane heater where you get the fumes of your fuel off with your heated air.
Yeah, so
It's
like
totally clean air.
it's like a home furnace where the heat exchanger,
Yeah.
the dirty air is always dirty, the clean air
Yeah,
is
or
always
like an oil furnace like Dustin's deals with a lot out on the west coast there. I know that because I had one when I lived in Victoria.
Thankfully, not in this house.
But yeah, so you were saying, Adriel, you got a ticket for me or something?
Ticket?
You're trying to say something there. We were talking.
I forgot what it was. I mean,
okay.
so yeah, like those you can get apps for them. The remote's good enough though. For in the tent,
Yeah.
there's like a little clicker remote. You're gonna leave it on minimum,
Yeah.
because they put out a ton of heat, like
Yeah.
way more than what you need.
Well, I only want it to just take the edge off. If it's like 55, 60 in the tent, great.
And-
That is,
The other thing you want it for is drying stuff out. So you get like wet socks from hiking and
Yep.
that kind of thing.
yeah.
Or boots. You put them in front of the heater and it'll cook them. It'll just
Oh yeah.
roast
Just
them
turn
right
that
down.
on max for
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
yeah.
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 it'll
So yeah,
be,
I'm probably getting one of those in short order. But yeah, so going hunting. I'm not taking off the full 4 days. It's for a deer. It's not worth it for me to go without those wages for a deer. So I
Yes,
will go out
species.
Saturday, Sunday, and of course we got a shutdown starting next week. So I've offered to come into work on Monday for some overtime. But part of me is like, oh, I could still get my 8 hours and stay out hunting. I'll probably go to work because I'll go work Monday through Saturday, do the shutdown, get some good overtime in on that. But we'll see. It might be 2, might be 3 days. We'll see after the weekend on how that goes. And I got looking, because normally I take my 25-06 out. That is my hunting gun until I actually get a chassis for the 280 AI barrel. But as long as it's center fire and over 22 cal, it's good for big game here. So I'm thinking, because I think I'm gonna bring my AR out.
You're gonna
Yes.
bring out your
Oh.
Kalashnikov.
Yes. Oh, just rub it in, why don't you?
Son of
I-
a bitch.
Use AR-10.
Well, because I haven't finished building the AR-10, and I'm not that big of a fan of. I'm not as big of a 308 fan as you are, Tony.
Can you hunt with a pistol?
It just says centerfire ammunition over 22 cal, so I could even take my STI out and hunt with that.
Can you build a 4-inch 308?
No, because pistol.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want a 4-inch 308.
No, you gotta go.
I want like
45-70.
Let's. I have the ridiculous
Yep.
build. I'm all for doing ridiculous, but like 7-inch.
No. Gotta go shorter than that. 450. Well, 450 SOCOM, Bushmaster that works too. Beowulf. Lots of options. You got all the options.
Yeah, lots of options. I was thinking of getting that 308 built for this, but I just haven't gotten around to it, and got thinking, I wonder what the caliber restrictions are, and yeah, it's basically
That's the thing I have
So.
against Alberta. It's like, why can I not hunt with a 223?
The deer are massive.
well, yeah, even elk, unless you're like super close range,
I'm not
yes,
gonna do
shot
elk,
placement,
but, like,
it will do the job, but you have to have damn good shot placement for that to
But the
do
rules,
the job.
Alberta's like 224 or up center fire, so 9mm is legal. Like, okay, like
Next year,
Yeah.
come out
No,
here.
I do hear. I wish we could hunt
just
in
give us
Alberta
more
with
freedom,
223, like especially deer. That is awesome deer cartridge. Like you don't.
I gotta bring
Yeah,
my
it's fine.
PR out for that.
Yeah. So
For close in.
Have my
And
70 mags. I have my 20 rounds in case there's 4 deers present themselves in front of me at the same time.
semi-auto, don't do that.
Well, semi-auto, you only have a mag cap of 5 rounds. I have 20 rounds. So
Unless you're using something that takes a stand egg and you have your pistol mags out there, then just don't bring them out.
but I can. Pump action works.
We don't
yeah,
have
manual.
pump action. Yeah, manual action. You're good.
We don't have any.
It's gonna be a different. Sorry, what you?
No. It's you go for it.
So it's gonna be a different style of hunt for me as well, because people remember I usually thick bush, go for a walk, maybe come out to a cut and sit. Down where I'm going, there's like nothing for trees. I found a little, I'll call it a mountain range, and I'm gonna probably go out in that area. So it'll be more like an overland style hunt, especially considering camp is attached to my vehicle. So
Get it blind?
and it'll be basically spot and stock. I'll get up on a ridge and just start glassing for miles and try and get into a position where I can see up multiple valleys. When I'll try to remember to take some pictures while I'm out there. It just on topo. It looks like it's a pretty cool area looking topo and satellite, but like I said, like practically no trees, like little shrubs maybe, but no, should be a cool area. And yes, I should have some stuff from that. And that's it for me. That's more about what I'm going to do than what I actually did.
We can cover what Jamie did for guns this week, and he asked about the red dots last week, and he in the end when was the Romeo 5. He the application was Ontario hunting within range 50 meters or so, and he has a MRA Renegade in 300 blackout.
Sweet. Good choice.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
jealous.
for sure.
I like my NATO cartridges though.
Oh, I can't wait to get an AR in 300 blackout. Put a can on it. 2 years, man. That's happening. I've got it on the vision board. That's coming. And then Tony, you're gonna come out here. We'll go hunt deer with ARs because you can shoot a deer with a 223 out here, and we'll use full capacity mags because we'll have that too. I'm putting the good energy out there. Yeah.
Nice.
Don't you shake your head at me, Adriel. You know it's coming.
Next thing you know, we'll be hunting deers with full auto or something. You
Boy,
wish.
if only.
Yeah.
Round your corner, cutting the pie.
Yeah.
The island deer call would have been much easier. Everyone,
That
Right?
got me wanting to go hog hunting.
I know. Oh, I'm so. Oh my
Do
gosh.
they taste good?
Pig.
Well, yeah, but it's not like your store-bought pig. They're not
No.
going to be
No,
as
they're not
fatty.
fatty,
It's
of course, but I don't.
but
know.
from what I've heard, yeah, they taste good. But a lot of people down here just don't eat them. They're varmint. They go out rent a helicopter with a full auto and go walk in on a deer, or not a deer, sorry, a hog.
Hog.
We should all do that. We should all make a trip down. We could write it off as a business expense. Yeah, it's a this is yeah, it's for job purposes. We have to go hunt hogs with a machine gun from a
To
helicopter.
understand the Southern gun culture better and
Yeah, to better help us with our gun show. We have to go do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's go into upcoming events besides the helicopter hog hunt. And multi-gun is pretty much done for the year. There might be the odd one that pops up here or there. I think I saw some murmurings about possibly something in Peace River. Maple Seeds. Adriel, anything going on there?
Yeah, 16th, 17th, they're doing GBHA Midland and Huronia Penetanguishene. Those are all sold out, but put your name on the wait list. There's always someone who drops out, and we're like trying to desperately get someone, and then like no one says yes. So put your name on the wait list for those.
Cool. BTSA. Tony, you got, looks like you, why don't you just read off these two things you got here, the BTSA and IPSC Canada.
So IPSC Canada is about the PCC match. So very likely we're going to have it in April, early season, because the World Shoot happens later in the year. But Taylor will host a PCC provincials in Alberta at the BTSA. Hopefully, if it's there, you'll see me there. I think Nationals is going to be in Brooks, Alberta next 2025.
I thought it was Tabor.
Oh, I don't know either. South of Calgary. How about that? Close to Calgary-ish. IPSC range. So that'll be interesting. Man, do I have to borrow a pistol to shoot that?
Well, you got some time.
I'll shoot it with a revolver so I can win.
Well, you got the moonclips and everything. Get practicing those Michelik loads.
Oh God, it's the funny thing, because I keep mentioning, I'm getting sidetracked, but I keep mentioning Adam Maxwell, 3-Gun AMAX on YouTube. So he mentioned that like the Michelik grip, pretty much only Jerry likes it, just because it's very slippery, and like most of the factory guns from Smith & Wesson, you will see like an overmolded Hogue or these kind of type of rubber grip, and it's very hard to let go of it.
Yeah,
I think that's more suited for your right hand's on a gun when you're doing reload. But for Jerry, his like holding the gun was his left hand, dropping the moon clip in was his right hand, kind of like so. Instead of you're holding onto the gun, you're putting it in like so. So that's an interesting thing. I don't think I can get that good with revolvers that quickly, but we'll see. BTSA Steel Challenge. This will be the match for me to get Club 13. We'll see. Apparently, you'll get a medal for it too, and the shirt. So maybe that'll be the first sporting achievement I ever get in my life. That'll be interesting.
What's the medal? Is like you suck at everything equally, or?
Yeah. Well, I don't believe there is a platinum Club 13. So you get a platinum plaque for every division you've ranked GM in. I don't believe that's a thing yet. So yeah, just the participation reward.
You will find your spot yet?
Yeah, maybe I'll become I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe there are some kids who did Club 13 already, but I might become the first Club 13 member that doesn't own a handgun like ever. So that'll be
you've got to be.
Maybe not, because kids, maybe they borrow their guns too.
Tony, here's a tip from a prop master. You can just go get like trophies and plaques made. So like, if nobody's going to give you an award for this, like, you can go get one made for yourself.
You can. Well,
if no one else will recognize you for your achievements, you can recognize yourself.
Oh God.
It'd go really good just in the corner there. It'll be like you get something about that size just off to the one side. It'd be great.
That's extra pretentious. I don't think I can go that far. But you actually get your name listed on a USPSA site just because you're a part of it. But just saying.
Cool.
All right.
Mentioning that there's an NRL 22 match at BTSA this Saturday.
Apparently, but I don't see it on practice score. I know it like it depends on what kind of a match it is. It could be under the BTSA banner, or it could be if it's an IPSC match at BTSA, for example, it's usually under the IPSC banner.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's probably under the NR22 banner this weekend.
Okay. Cool. You got any battle course coming up there, Adriel?
Yeah, just to make it easy, I'll just share it on screen here because I put the work in, and damn it, I'm going to show it off. There's the tickets. November 16th, 17th will be in Devon. November 23rd and 24th will be at Sherwood Park. 7th and 8th in Devon, and then 15th in Sherwood Park. That'll be a restricted special request course.
Ooh.
Nice.
Someone was like, you know what? I needed our pal on this date. I'm like, I don't make that happen.
I'm surprised you didn't say we need to charge you extra because it's a customized course.
But
This is how capitalism works.
It's public. It's available to anyone.
Come on,
If it was
people.
a private course, then yes, it would be.
Folks need to sign up to this course. I love taking a hunting gear guy PAL course. I try to take one every year.
I asked for it the longest time, and he wouldn't do it. Adriel said, "I'm gonna do PAL only." So I had to take the course with Dave, the friend of the channel, Dave from Foothills Firearm. So yeah,
It was closer.
slightly.
Yeah. Anyways, that's coming up.
Cool.
We get
We'll get on to the news. Only thing I saw was what I pretty much spent yesterday and today following. Had my tablet in my truck at work and everything. And there was a U.S. election, and Trump won.
Yep.
And it's close. Might take all three. So Republicans might get the House. That's one we're waiting on right now. They took the Senate back, and we'll see if they can hold. They did have the House majority, and we'll see if they can hold on to that. But it was a landslide.
Yeah, it looked close to start, but
It was close, except for in the swing states, it went like 1% to Trump, but it did that in pretty much all of them, which ended up in a landslide. We're still waiting for numbers from Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska for some reason. Alaska isn't done counting, but they haven't reported any numbers. And Nevada and Arizona were supposed swing states. He's taken 5 of the 7 so far, so it's looking like he could end up taking all the swing states.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have it basically looking like, I think it was like 315 electoral votes to Kamala's 200 and some. I can't remember where she's at, but
So for Canadians, this means cheap ammo because there won't be a rush on ammo, and all these people we're producing. So I think ammo prices are going to come down for us.
Oh yeah, gun machines go burr. It's going to be great.
I hope it does reflect to Canada, because like one of the big things out of this one with the gains that Trump made is that economy, immigration, and then they're drawing parallels that people are done with the woke stuff.
Yep.
So hopefully that translates, and Canada is also getting tired. Yeah, Alaska's male moose got shot. Yeah.
Didn't make it through hunting season.
Yeah. So that's kind of I'm hoping for, because it kind of moves a bit, kind of follows each other, kind of thing. I think, but
our polling was already showing that Trudeau was heading.
Yeah.
The anti-incumbency, narrative, I think, is just it's all around. Everybody's tired of, if you're in charge and things aren't going well, get out. And I think that everybody's feeling that. So let's just hope it holds for the next year. But
I think people are getting tired of being told, "Hey, you're a piece of crap unless you believe this."
I just had a conversation about that, and I think if nothing else, with them, if they do sweep the whole government and they just have power to do whatever for 4 years, and that that the woke things. I mean, I'm getting tired of just saying the thing, but I think it will encourage people to have discussions again, because the side that has had power has been wielding that little hammer to beat you over the head with every time that you weren't woke. That's gone. That's gone. And that the progressive side is going to have to begin having discussions again and talking and communicating needs and or opinions rather than you're bad and go away.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be better for, discourse all around in the long run.
If it works out that way, absolutely. Hopefully they don't just try and spend another 4 years trying to demonize them and just actually, hey, okay, cool, let's work together and get stuff done.
He does that on his own.
He does enough of, yeah.
I don't know.
He's not a saint. I'm not saying he's a saint in the least, but yeah. Anyways, enough of U.S. politics on a Canadian podcast.
But you are in the U.S.
I am, but you guys aren't, and most of our 99% of our listeners/viewers are not. So
let's focus on Hefe. Well, no,
that's not.
I did that wrong. Okay.
Oh my God!
What are you doing?
Yeah.
We're gonna take the controls away from you.
Look at that rifle. Look at the magazine. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not salty. No.
I have those bags downstairs, but okay, look at
I'm not salty about that either. No.
Should we zoom back in on Tony for a second?
Yeah. A lot of people have those mags. They have a chunk of metal that can't leave it.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But let's get on to new gun stuff. And new gun stuff is brought to you by Bullseye North. Need a new boomstick? Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstore and a proud supporter of the CCFR. They have a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. They got free shipping over $250, which does include ammunition. And they also have $17 flat rate shipping for orders below $250. Some conditions apply. And remember to subscribe to their newsletter to get their latest deals.
So
Henry Homesteader.
Last week,
this is from
now
last week.
restricted Henry Homesteaders are coming into the country, and Bullseye is one of the first to get them. So if you're waiting for a Henry Homesteader, here's that. Takes Glock mags, 10 rounds at least. Not the magical 30 plus 30 round magazines, but better than 5. We take what we get. We throw a fit.
I have no use for this because I have lots of 9mm PCCs, but I still want this.
It looks cool.
Kind of cool.
It looks like a traditional hunting rifle.
Yes.
The PCC.
Yes. I kind of want this for the future of, like, again, taking those folks shooting who may not feel super comfortable with, like, your standard black rifle, which is a lot of what, like, a lot of us have. There's something, like, I don't know, slightly more approachable about a gun that's got wood on it for the layman or for somebody who's, like, a little less comfortable. That doesn't scream machine gun to anyone.
Yeah.
I take a lot of people out to the range, and I don't know if it's because I bully them into it, but pretty much all of them shoot the black rifles. I've had some people be like, I want to shoot the Mosin because I play this game and the Mosin's like awesome. They shoot it and like, ow, I don't like that one. And then they shoot the SKS and like, that one's better. But
it's called progression.
See, I find for myself, I tend to take a lot of progressive female and or female identifying folks and slighter folks, smaller folks, all of those people, hands down, it's always the same. The black rifles or anything military looking is intimidating, often too intimidating for them to even handle, let alone shoot, right? And something like that kind of, I think, maybe fills a void. And it's kind of fun looking.
It's if you wanted to have a rifle on the farm and have it match everything else, but shoot something cheap and fun, it would be a great idea. And someone pointed out the factory mags. They brought in factory mags for these things that are 5 rounds, like natively 5 rounds. They're tiny little short guys. Yeah. Because for C21, if you wanted to get FRT for a new rifle, it has to be designed for a 5.
I believe this one was designed way long ago, though.
But for the FRT, they submitted it with a 5-round mag. They're like, it's designed for these.
Oh, we missed a bit of news.
Oh.
Yeah, with Marstar.
Oh, what happened with Marstar?
Someone posted it on our chat the other day. They submitted I think, Adriel.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Marstar submitted the crypto for FRT.
Now, unsubstantiated. unsubstantiated.
Yeah.
Just someone in Reddit said that they
Oh,
talked
okay.
to Marstar, and that's what they did. Marstar submitted the crypto for FRT.
So Marstar was not willing to take the chance on it.
Interesting.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see how it comes out, right? It'll be a few weeks,
No,
hopefully
there's
not
no
a
we'll
few
see.
months.
Tony,
Yep.
you know what they're gonna do.
They're going to prohibit it.
They're gonna prohibit it.
Like, immediately.
There's
Yeah.
no question about it. No
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
What if the Firearm Labs owed Narso a favor?
Have you watched
No.
any video from the RCMP Firearms Lab? The
Nope.
folks that work there? Because there's documentaries, there's footage on YouTube. The people that work there do not like guns. Or us.
Interesting. Okay.
Like,
This will
legitimately.
not go. This
It
will not
will-
go the way you want it to.
No.
No.
No, that gun's going to get banned.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anywho,
back to good stuff.
next one. Churchill 520.
This
These
is
are
the-
Ooh.
This is the I guess the
Yes.
better iteration of the of Adriel's favorite and also Runko's favorite, the SS211. That's how I found that's how I found Adriel actually.
That
That-
over
that
Look
review.
at that.
Oh my
Oh.
god! I did not notice that machine.
That is
Woo.
bad.
It's
I've got-
great. It's lovely. I love
You
it.
know what? I've got worse. You guys keep talking amongst yourself. I'll be back with
Fine.
worse.
I want one.
Yeah. Boomstick.
You know this is just a longer one that they cut
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
And put
You could
put a new
tell-
buttstock on and cut there.
Well, you can see
At
the
least
tool
you put
marks
a
on the
sight
front of the
on it.
barrels there.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
At least they could put a sign on it.
They put it on a bandsaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how
Did a little deburr tool, and there you go.
how does officer tell that this is a factory finish or your finish? Because
Oh yeah.
it looks like this.
Imagine 50 years in the future, the website's long
Mm.
gone. They're like, I don't think that's factory. And you're like, bah.
Yeah.
But it is. I don't believe you. Look at the end
Yeah.
of this thing. Like you
Yeah,
did this with a hacksaw.
Yeah, they had a surplus of side by sides that weren't getting orders from. So we're like, hey, you know what? We can chop this off, re-drill that front sight post,
sell
and
it
there
for
we
more.
go. Yeah.
I just think the side
Is it seriously more than their side by side?
I don't know, probably.
No, I think it's less. But I'm just thinking the side by side idea is more practical than the whole over under thing. Just
Why do
because
you think that?
so much force to break it open?
That's all. It's just getting it.
It's the same.
It's getting it broken.
Hang on.
There you go.
Here, let me turn on a light. Give me a second. It's not good.
Oh,
You
it's the same
have-
thing, yeah.
This was a $300 Chinese gun, though.
Oh,
There's a $600 Turkish gun.
Turkish guy.
So they're
Yeah.
similar.
Support of NATO. Support NATO. Yes.
I think you'll find, Tony, with the side by side, you're gonna get kicked in the face more,
I don't.
especially
I
on
don't
that right hand
like-
barrel.
I don't like how much vision you lose
Oh.
because you lose like a bunch that's lower.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do with us? Dumpster defend? Yes.
Now, you know what would make that better? If it was one of the ones with the double trigger, so you can do both barrels at one time.
Oh my god.
One-handed.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes,
There you go.
exactly. Yeah.
Dustin's this.
It is fun to go do two blasts at the same time. And
Get a shotgun. Fire 2 blasts. I don't know how the whole quote goes.
Blows
yeah.
lungs out his body. Anywho, they deleted the stupid video.
Yeah, I checked that. I don't. Well,
So-
I think it makes sense though.
Brian Litz, they've been putting videos on Reddit. One of the more recent ones was super slow-mo video of the barrel as it's firing, and the barrel starts moving before the bullet exits.
Oh,
That
There's
makes
motion
sense.
in the
right?
gun before the bullet gets out.
Hmm.
So your follow through is super important, and your
Yeah.
consistency in everything else is super important. You need consistent like cheek weld and pressure on your shoulder and all that kind of stuff, because that may affect what's happening. Now they found that the barrel like pushed straight back with all of the ones that they're using, but maybe with some other gun designs that wouldn't be what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Never really thought of it, but yeah. Cool.
We've got 2 new semi-auto FRTs that have been approved. One for the SBR9 and one for the R18 Mark III. So the R18 Mark III, that's that, not Spectre. Starts with an
Sterling
S.
Sterling.
Arms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sterling
Under Jared
Arms.
Cox.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the Turkish one. That's very, very different. So they need a different number. But the ATF SBR9 is the iRun Guns Glock with a stock.
Wait,
It's a
hang on,
Glock.
I haven't seen that. Is there pictures?
SBR9 iRun.
Probably on
Guns.
Gunuts, but
Here we go.
I don't know what you're gonna do with this thing.
Tony, you don't have a pistol.
You don't have a pistol. You can have that.
What about this one?
What am I gonna do with that? Can I
Shoot
drop?
PCC.
Yeah, you can, because you can.
No, you shake your head.
Yeah.
Did you see the Mitchell X at PCC Nationals? They shot something similar to this at PCC Nationals.
I'm not that good.
I kind of want that now. Also,
so weird.
Tony, you can
Yeah.
take the stock off of that, and you could probably build it into a pistol thing, maybe.
And I'm gonna shoot open division with it.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Mhm.
It'll be hilarious.
That'd be one heck of a holster. I'd love to see that.
I'm visualizing the leg holster now that I
Thing
want.
is, you could make a holster for that.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Holy-
yes. That's
Yes.
exactly where my head is going. This is a cyberpunk gun waiting to happen. I need that. How much is it?
$800 US.
It's not. I didn't need that information. I've been looking for an art project for a minute. Oh, my heart's going pitter patter.
I run guns.
Oh no, you guys are the worst.
You came
I
onto a
said
gun
no.
podcast.
We're bad for that. Yeah.
That's. Oh no.
Okay, next one. No FRT for it, but come on, load you. Oh, there it goes. The Zenith Arms. Zenith? I don't know. ZF 56. It's a roller delayed firearm. So therefore they don't need the recoil spring and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
In a rifle round. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I like. Ooh, I like the three. Oh yes.
Is there no 9mm option?
Yes, look. 5.56, 9mm, 10mm, 300 blackout, and 7.62 by 39, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would like to go to there.
I'll take AR mags in 9mm.
No, they'll have it probably in some
Glock or
Colt.
I was watching just a little clip, and someone had like the full size mags that are shooting PCC. And it was like some special 9mm AR sized mag.
Oh, there's a conversion kit for it. It's a thing. You can convert a PMag to take 9mm in it. I forgot what's called.
that upper really just kind of has like
I
HK.
have the
HK vibes.
HK
I dig it.
curviness.
I
to it.
like that. I'll take one.
I hate it because it looks like an AR, but it's not.
I mean,
Yeah.
So wait. So is that coming to Canada?
Probably not.
Well, who knows? What's
You
the
could try.
lineage of this thing? It's not
Right.
an AR.
No.
No.
Definitely not an AR.
I'm just.
But it's
Mhm.
when is it designed? Oh god, the whole argument.
I'm thinking about our simplified classification system 2 years down the road and get one that's 26.
I will have myself.
Yeah.
If that happens, I promise the viewers, I'm gonna have myself a CMMG. There's no doubt about
I dig that.
All right. Do you want me to make you spend some money?
Suck.
it. I remember
Sorry.
it was $69.99 Canadian last year, though.
No, Iron Guns is US.
I know,
You can get it
but
for
last year I
$69.
think it's as cheap as that.
You know,
It was definitely sub 100.
So Iron Guns has the Ruger BX triggers. These are for the 1022s. That's like a sub 3-pound trigger instead of whatever your factory one is. It's substantially better. $69 US. I bought 4 last
Yeah.
year. Had these on sale. Yeah.
that's
Well, for every single Maple Seed gun you had.
Nope, not the Maple Seed guns. You guys get factory triggers for my guns. Is this running a BX trigger? Let's find out. Maybe I got to get another one.
It should have a red shoe on it. You should be able to tell.
No, that one's 2.6. That's a BX trigger.
Nice.
No, I got ones with black shoes, not red shoes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't have the red ones, otherwise I would have.
I'd hate.
Anywho, there's that.
I hate rimfire guns.
I'm not gonna be able to come on here anymore. It's like Tyler's gonna
What's
make.
that?
I said I'm not gonna be allowed to come on the show anymore. Tyler's gonna be.
It's bad for your budget. That's what this show
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Someone put this in. G4 seats.
I did. G4C is moving, and they have a contest for. If you reply, you'll be in the contest for a Type 81 underfolder, so might as well. I don't know if they're going to have a moving cell. It doesn't look like it, but
Reserved for winner. Oh, winner announcement.
winner
It's
announcement.
winter.
So
Okay. Cool. I only just started looking at these because I didn't know that they were live yet. Are there any good deals in here, Tony? Have you gone through?
well, I think it's just kind of weird ammo. If you need 303 British, 380 auto,
450 Bush.
Yeah, 450 Bushmaster. I don't know if the RWS is a good deal. Not too sure. The price on the rifle primers from Campro Ginex is decent, $84.99. Their regular price is usually $89.99. It's $5, a little bit count.
This
And,
Aguila price is good. Aguila 22
Aguila is-
standard, 7.5 cents per round, but you got to buy 2,000 of them.
and the 9mm PMC ammo price is good.
Well,
So
they
that's
got the percussion caps there for you, Adriel.
I got a bunch, but I wonder what 30% is off is for them. CCI 309. That looks like Model 10 in the picture. Yeah, that's what I kind of need. I wonder what that costs.
unfortunately you can't really click on it.
Yeah, neither on the website they have a promotion and it's just the image as well. You can't click on it. It's $14. That's not so bad. I got them for $5, but this isn't that bad today.
Back in my day, powder was like $5 a bottle.
Tony, I bought these primers a year ago. I found a small store that had them, and they're like, yeah, no one ever buys these. I'm like, I'll take them all.
Where is this store
All you
at?
got.
Like middle of nowhere, Alberta.
Yeah.
Nope.
How many do you want to get? Give me all you got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those PCCI small pistol primers are pretty good too. Cam Pro, cheaper, therefore better. That's a damn good price for buck. $189 for a case of 250.
$300, 1,000 for PMC bronze 9mm.
Yeah,
Pretty
That's
solid, right?
Pretty good, yeah.
Throw 5 per sal. Yeah, that's good.
Probably split a case with a buddy and make that.
Oh, Mauser M18. I had a buddy of mine talking about these. $649. $649 for a Mauser M18 rifle.
Made in Zavani.
Yep. The Germans.
Germans.
22 Hornet. Anything else that's good here? Oh, the 303 that they had was really cheap. If any of you are looking for, it's 303 soft point too. And I think it was
303,
yeah, it was $27, I think, per box, something like that, which is very good. I don't know, 40% off some knives and that kind of thing.
But that is a good point that start looking out for Black Friday sales and pre-Black Friday sales. I know I've been getting emails from We the People holsters. They're running pre-stuff, and I think Vitcoast is running a bunch of stuff. And so yeah, there's some pre-Black Friday sales coming out, and yeah, Black Friday is only a couple weeks away. So yeah, get looking out for that stuff and get your pocketbooks ready.
God, I was just starting.
Swipe the card. Question it later.
No, maybe.
Anyways, let's or do you have anything else there, Adriel?
No, I wanted to pull up the checklist and start building it out with you
Okay, well,
guys.
let's get into the main topic, and Adriel has chosen that for us and wants to revisit the hunting checklist, which is, I think, a very good idea.
So
It is hunting
we have
season
this
after all.
spreadsheet. Yeah, we shared this spreadsheet with some of our Patreonies a couple of years ago. It's got like checklists for IPSC and that kind of thing. I think most people, like most of us, just did the checklist for IPSC. We didn't do all the other things like 3-gun, range day, maple seeds, that kind of thing. But I want to talk about the hunting one and kind of do a revision to that. And I'm going to document as you guys talk through what's in your list. I'll start with mine, just so we have like a place to start. So you guys know me, I pack light. I don't take a backpack or anything like that, but that's primarily because I'm either hunting from a cabin or a camper or tent or something like that, and I prefer to leave most of my stuff there and then just take a smaller pack with me. And what I use is my bino harness. So my bino harness has the binos in it. Yeah, that's the important part. I take binos because if you need to glass anything far, I don't think you would need it if you're hunting short range. I don't think you need binos. I don't think I couldn't imagine why you'd need them.
Even
Maybe
like a
seeing in the
hunter's
dark.
clearing, like just a small clearing, they've come in handy. They've been nice.
Yeah, I like them for that kind of thing. Sometimes you're looking at something, you're like, is that a grouse? And you you don't aim your gun at it. Pull your binos out.
Or that
Yeah.
stump you've been looking at for the last half hour, and you need to confirm that it is in fact not a deer, even though you
It's a
could
very
swear you could
suspicious
see
stump.
it moving. And yeah,
Yeah, as it gets to dusk, there everything starts moving. You're like, it's moving. You
Even-
look through the binos. It's like I don't even know what I'm looking at. It's not a stump. It's not anything. It's just a shadow.
Even just to reconfirm, because out here in in BC, you're shooting a lot of relatively close range, but I love having a little pair of binos just to double check that there's nothing behind the thing I'm planning on shooting at. Like, there's been a couple of times where I'm like, deer, okay, yeah, there's that. It's clear behind him. I can shoot that thing, So
Yeah. Cool. Inside my bino harness, I have my license and tags. I have a folding knife, like just a cheap, crappy one with a plastic handle on it. The whole idea there is I can stab the hole in the leg so you can put the tag around the tendon and that kind of thing. So it's not for skinning or anything like that. It's just literally the cheapest, lightest knife I can possibly get that'll do that kind of thing. I end up using it for other stuff too, but whatever. Deer grunt call, maybe a deer grunt call. I don't know. And then maybe a rangefinder. And my rangefinder's a Sig Kilo 2200 because it ranges anything as far as I can see, middle range. So
I'm surprised
for that
that
kind of
for
stuff.
you, binos are mandatory, but rangefinder isn't.
So the rangefinder is if I'm looking at a really long cut line, I need something at 500 or more because I can range just by looking out to 400 or 500 fairly accurately these days. But beyond that, I can't. So is that 500 or 600? 500, I can make contact. 600, I could, but I need a steady rest, and I'm going to need to pull out my ballistic calculator and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll just use that. I have my Sig Kilo 2200 set up with the ballistic profile of 6.5 Creedmoor as well. So it'll tell me the holdover in MOA, which I can refer into
That's pretty cool.
the scope, or I can dial it if I need to. And I've confirmed it at the range as well. So that's only if I'm going to do a long bomb. And I don't like you shouldn't set up yourself for a long bomb. Usually if you set yourself up for a long bomb, you're just going to watch a bunch of deer that you can't shoot. They'll be out at like 700-800. You're like, I can watch that deer, but I can't shoot it. So I prefer to be a little bit closer in. Yeah, optional. I'll have it this weekend though, because there's a couple spots where I can take that long bomb on me. Rifle and mag. I used to carry spare rounds. I don't anymore. I carry the 4 that are in the mag, and I don't even top it up. I just carry those 4. If I can't get it done with those 4, I've got a wounded deer. I've got the folding knife, and I'll finish it off with that. And I have done that. That's fine. Base layers, top and bottom. I like layering up. So base layers, something that'll be moisture wicking, like a polyester or something or other to get the moisture away. Ski pants if it's cold, gaiters otherwise. I am new to gaiters. I used to just like not wear them, but I get too many times I get snow in my boots, and those get your feet wet and cold. So yeah, not doing that anymore. A heated camo jacket. I typically don't use the heating unless it's like -20, but it's nice to have the option. And it's just a good comfortable jacket.
But you do care about the camel part?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's just what it
it's
is.
just a jacket to me. Tony, most of the time I hunt in, like, a lot of the time I don't bring any of this stuff. I just wear that orange or that blaze red sleeping bag thing, and I kill deer with that all the time. So no, I don't. I'm not a stickler for camo. Blaze orange toque or balaclava. Balaclava is what I like to wear because if it gets cold or windy or that kind of thing, like, that can really bite the face. So those are nice. Muck boots. They're bad for sweat because they are neoprene, and neoprene's waterproof and it holds the water in. So I've got a size too big, and I wear like nice puffy socks, and it lets a little bit of air move in there so that it can hopefully get some of the sweat out. Depends on what pants and all that kind of stuff you're wearing. You want that airflow though, because I won't get cold from cold. I'll get cold from like my feet getting wet and that wetness. Like,
well, I think that's a
freeze them.
Good note to make. Like when you're buying your winter boots, you want that airspace in there. If you buy them tight, like your standard hiking boot or whatever, your feet are gonna freeze. You need that airspace for the sweat. I would recommend good wool socks because they will still keep you warm when you get wet, especially if you have that air gap in your boot.
Specifically, if you want to add just a specific brand, Adriel, Darn Tough wool socks are bulletproof, and I swear by them. I've suffered in some horrible wet, cold conditions, and that has been the only saving grace keeping my feet warm, dry, and happy. So, and they last forever.
I'll add it to your list.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That's my column here.
That's fine.
I wear like merino socks, just something that's wool or merino or something like that. Rattle, maybe. Heating seat, maybe. Shooting sticks or bipod, maybe. It really depends on what my setup is and that kind of thing. If I'm gonna do if I have a ground blind, I'm gonna go with a low seat and shooting sticks. Shooting sticks are just if I need that long range shot kind of a thing. But those really add to the distance. Those shooting sticks, 300, no problem. I'll drop them in on the heart every time from 300. 100, I don't really need them, so I won't take them. If I'm gonna be sitting on the ground, also shooting sticks and a heat seat, and I'll back up to a tree. So I'll put that heat seat down with the tree at my back. I'll lean back, put the gun in front of me on the shooting sticks, and deer comes along. I just pull it up, and I've got that nice accurate shot. And then the camp stuff. This isn't like hunting. This is more just like stuff that I'm gonna be bringing out. But a couple water jugs. Always a lot of water, because if you shoot a deer and you shoot it in the guts, you're gonna have like poo and blood and all kinds of gore inside the body cavity. So having lots and lots of water to wash it out is nice. Wood, fire starters, booze, very important part of the hunting experience.
Booze is the most important part. Yeah, booze ranks higher than food. This is set your priorities straight, okay?
Well, I'm gonna find the food. I'll shoot the food. That part, I can't make the booze out there. Not that quick though.
Oh, that quick.
Camp shoes. So crucial here, and Tony, for your packing, make sure you bring 2 pairs of shoes. One like good hiking one, and then another one that you can wear around camp while those dry off. Because if you just have the one pair and you go to sleep and it's really cold and your boots freeze and you wake up the next morning and put them on and they're like, oh, they're frozen and wet inside. Even if you have dry socks, they're not going to last.
Yeah.
Bunch of pairs of socks, some heater packs. I'm bringing these not for me; these are for everyone else. And then hatchet. The hatchet's double duty. It's for wood, and it's also for the deer, like the rib cage and the chest bone right here. You chop it up, and away she goes. Right. So, if I don't want to bring a saw or something like that, that's easier. And I've done that.
Question for you: You planned a 3-day hunt. Day 1, deer's down. What do? Do you just head straight back home?
No, you
depends on the temperature.
Booze.
Okay.
Well, strictly, I should put coffee on here too. But Tony, it depends on the temperature. So this weekend it's going to be around 0. We're gonna gut that thing. We're gonna get it all open, get it cool, wrap it in poly, and I don't know, leave it in a pickup truck, leave it in the back of a pickup truck until we leave. Or I mean, if you shoot one, you're like, hey, peace out. Then I guess you can just peace out. What are you gonna do with the deer though?
Give it to you. You can deal with it. Sounds like a plan.
Thanks for the privilege, but no. But are you going to use the meat, or what do you want to quarter it? What do you think?
I don't know yet.
Okay, we'll figure that out this weekend.
Yeah, see.
Some steaks, some roast, some ground.
Okay, who's next? Who's going up on this list?
Kyle, because he
okay.
hunts.
All right, so we'll start off bino harness.
Bino harness.
And in that bino harness, I'm gonna kind of try and follow your kind of structure there. I like that, but we'll see.
I know you're gonna have a backpack too here, right?
I will have a backpack. Yes. So bino harness, I will have my binos. Right now they are the Leupold BX4 Tacticals, but they don't have the reticle in them. So
EX4
or BX. No, sorry, not BX4. They are the BXT HD, and they're 10x42.
Seems 10x42 is kind of the most popular.
Don't go 12. It's 12.
Yeah, 12 for freehanding is you said you have steady hand from your videoing, so you might be able to do a 12, but you wouldn't be able to do a 15. Like 12 is like the ultimate max for freehand glassing. I like the 10 because it doesn't bounce around a lot.
I have a 12 and a 10. The 10's better.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a 50, but the 50 does end up being quite big to be carrying around. So yeah, like the 10x42 is a really nice size. Rangefinder is once again Leupold, and it is the RX28 TBR.
We can see someone sponsored.
Not anymore.
Was sponsored.
Yeah. So I've shot for Korth, and that's where Leupold sponsorship came through. Yeah.
I have all Vortex stuff though. I'm not sponsored.
It was the RX 2800.
2800.
Also in my bino harness, yes, licenses and tags. I don't keep a knife in my bino harness because that ends up being in my backpack, but I do keep deer calls. Or depending on what I'm okay, so this is what for this weekend. So because I'm going out for deer, not elk or anything. So yeah, I will have like a grunt call in my bag.
No one brings a bleed coy. Is there a reason?
Well, especially in November, your grunt call is going to get them running in. It's going to get your buck running right in there.
Yeah, Kelly's the bathing suit. The whole resort setup and pew.
So I typically do carry a few extra rounds because it's super easy on my bino harness. So I have probably about 5 extra rounds of rifle ammo stuffed in that. I also do carry some wind checker. And that
for our listeners, what's a wind checker?
Is that
so it's a super fine powder that you just take a little, it's in a little squeeze bottle, almost like a glue bottle. Open the tap and you just give it a light squeeze and it just gives it a little super fine puff of dust, and because it is so light, it hangs in the air, and you, even with the slightest breeze, you can see where your breeze is going, or you can even use it to detect your thermals. So if you got a thermal that's like you're on a ridge and your thermals are coming from top of ridge down to the valley, like they would be, like early morning kind of thing, then that will, if you do it light enough, it can actually help detect your thermals and check your thermals on whether it's pulling it down or sending it up the ridge.
That is cool.
I grab a little bit of grass and you just go like this.
There's that too, yeah.
Fluffy.
It's a little harder to check your thermals with the grass, though.
Yeah, no.
What is that? The salt grass?
Salt Bay, yeah. The Grass Bay.
Grass Bay, yeah. So backpack. So I do have my kill kit, my backpack, which will include like a bushcraft knife. It will also do like a skinning and kind of gutting knife. It's a combo pack. I wish I could remember. I think it's Alaska Knife Company or something. I can't remember the brand of it. They're extremely sharp, and yeah.
Just because Adriel asked me to, learn. The master asked the student to learn. Um, um, Steve Renilla, the meat eater, mentioned that he uses a bone saw. Do you?
I don't. In processing, yes. I'm not while I'm out in the field. No. And like on deer, so Adriel was talking about the hatchet for the rib cage. On a deer, I actually don't split the rib cage. I find a deer is short enough that I can get up in and cut the esophagus without having to split the rib cage. On the moose, absolutely, we would use a silky saw to split the rib cage on the moose. The bone saw, I think that's more for your processing when you're packing stuff up, when you're breaking it down and packing it up, packing your meat to freeze. So yeah, out in the field.
So you can use it you can use it right here, and you can also use it on
yeah,
the
you could use a bone saw for the rib cage if you wanted, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you wanted to split that rib cage, or if you wanted to split the pelvic bone so you didn't have to stuff up the rear end to get certain plumbing taken out. So yeah, I got the skin and gutting knife. That's part of the kill kit. The bushcraft knife, that one is if I need to do anything bushcrafty while I'm out there. Also, if I'm breaking it down, I want to use that bushcraft knife on the joints, because your joints will dull your knife so fast. And so my skinning and gutting knife, I keep those they are razor sharp, and I don't want to dull them. So I'll use my bushcraft knife to break a joint if I need to. I will also have some part of that kill kit is game bags, sized appropriately for, and I buy the washable ones. So not like the cheap little cheesecloth ones. Like these ones, you could just, they're almost like a light canvas. They're washable, so you don't have to keep buying them over and over and over again. You just got to apologize to your wife while she's washing bloody game bags out in the washer.
Aye, do it yourself. Jesus Christ.
Well, no. I have to apologize for the washer.
Yeah.
But
oh God. Hand washing much? Jeez.
No, I'm not hand washing.
No,
I'm
he's
putting them in the
machine
machine.
The gore and the guts and all
apologizing.
it's going. Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm gonna say size appropriately for the game, although I just have my elk ones in there right now because deer was always a drag out thing. So, because especially if you're packing, you're gonna want to break that down, and depends on the animal how far you gotta go. You want to either quarter it or even debone it.
What's the maximum distance you will consider dragging a deer out? Or
It depends on the terrain.
I don't drag them
Unlimited.
at all.
Like
Unlimited. It's got to come out.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
that's the thing.
I'm gonna...
That's not a consideration after the shot. That's a consideration before the shot. Like, hey, I'm up there pretty far from the truck. I don't want to be packing this. Or that elk, I've done it where it's like looking down there. It's like, I actually don't want to take this shot because I don't want to have to pack you up out of there. Granted, didn't matter because the shot wasn't given to me, but you got to take all those things into consideration. Also in my bag, I will have like snacks. So like a little trail mix, chocolate bars. I might even put like my jet boil and a meal in there, depending on how far of a hike I'm going on. But if nothing else, just some snacks to get you that can get you through the day. You're gonna have some water with you, at least half a liter of water in the backpack. I will also carry a I have like an emergency bivy I put in my backpack. It's like it is like those space blankets, but it's a bag that you can crawl into. Fire starting kit, because in my opinion, if you're going on that pack, you should be able to survive overnight out of that bag.
Yep.
So, and I will even put like a whetstone, like a small whetstone or something, in that backpack as well, so that I can touch up knives if I need to on an animal. And I guess the last thing for that list is some paracord. And
No one mentioned ear protection.
I will. Don't worry.
You know what? And I am bad for that. When I go hunting, I don't bring it. It's one shot. I found
So loud.
you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Like,
You won't notice
No,
it.
it's loud.
I
Your
don't.
ears
When
will
I
ring.
take the shot on an animal, I don't notice the loudness.
Interesting.
It's loud. Your ears will
Yeah.
ring. But
Yeah.
who cares? It's one less thing to take.
So for
They're not
camp
heavy.
stuff, this one's gonna be a little bit different than my normal one because I am overlanding it.
Mhm.
So
Jeep.
yeah, I need my Jeep.
stuff. Jeep guy stuff.
Jeep stuff.
So
is-
I will probably have a flat of water in my cooler on the Jeep. So I have more than enough water. And there's probably a gallon. Actually, I can tell you right now, there's a
beer.
gallon jug of water in there as well, along with the flat of
Mhm.
water. This time, I'm probably just going to do dehydrated meals. I'm not going to pull out my stove and cook any big meals. So I will need, breakfast and supper, probably for 2 days or a lunch or something like that. So like 2 breakfasts and 2 entrees for dehydrated meals. I think I actually have 3 sitting in my dry box that comes with me. So my dry box, I'll just put that, so I have a dry box that I take that it just goes in there all the time. It's got coffee in it. It's got my jet boil in it. It's got a rack. Actually, I could probably pull it out here right now while I do that.
Has food, coffee,
Or
etc.
yeah, that could take a while. So
Yeah.
So it's got frying pans, it's matches, barbecue lighters. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff, and it's actually it's not even that big of a dry box. It's so that will
Cool.
because I'm in the Jeep. I'm not gonna sort through it. That's going in the Jeep. Just the same as the Blackstone is in the Jeep right now. It will be out there. So hey, if I shoot a deer, maybe I'll fry up some back straps. So I already have some seasonings and basic stuff for cooking on there. I also have propane for the stove as well. So yeah, that's
Cool.
outside of the dry box, but yeah.
Mhm.
Same thing, fire starter, a hatchet. Well, it's all my overlanding stuff. I got 2 things up on the roof, so I have pillows and blankets in one of my rooftop containers all the time, and the other one has just miscellaneous stuff, fire starting stuff. It's got a camp lantern. I got hatchets up there. I got spare cordage. It's just a random mix match. Also, dry box also has a first aid kit, because I have not replaced my medic kit yet, but it does have a first aid kit that I've gone through and
Good
made
one.
sure it's got enough stuff to at least get me by.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cool. I also
The
have
rifle, so I assume you're using the knife on the deer, right?
Yes. Yeah, well,
okay.
that knife is a bushcraft knife. So if I need anything around camp, anything I need to do, that knife is what is used for that.
Or if you forgot the rifle, the knife gets used on the deer.
Yes. Well, yes. If I need to
Jumped
slit
from
the
the
throat,
tree.
that bushcraft knife will do that. I was about to say something else. Oh, I also have a GRMRS radio in my Jeep as well. And a lot of the guys around my area run on channel 16. So right now it actually monitors 2 channels. So right now, because of last weekend, I am monitoring channel 16 and 7. seems to be that's the only two channels I've had to use out here for that. I also have my tablet with tablet mount and my phone. I will have pre-downloaded GPS maps, and so all my navigation stuff, it's my overlanding rig, so it's all there. It's like this setup. I have monitors everywhere, it seems.
Cool.
And yeah, because I haven't gotten, but I also have ways of charging. I have air compressor because I air down my tires, so I have air tire deflators. I have my air compressor on the truck, so if I need to air up my tires, I have a toolkit in my Jeeps just in case I like socket set, wrench set, anything that goes on around camp or to the vehicle. Winch is mounted on the truck.
Like if we went
I
through
mean,
everything you've got, that's
there's
gonna take
I got a
while.
lot of stuff on there. Like it's an off-road rig that I'm taking out hunting. So
Yeah, Jeep stuff.
Yeah.
Jeep guy stuff. Prepared for everything. Proper Boy Scout. Dustin, what about you?
you're
He's
muted.
on mute.
Unmute
No.
button. That needs to go
There
on
we
the
go.
list.
Sorry. So I'm not quite as bad as Kyle, but I'm close. There's a lot of crossover. So I actually usually I have a waist pouch that I like things in. Like I'll haul things around in a belt.
Fanny
and then,
pack is what we call those. Yeah.
Yeah, the tactical fanny pack. That's my favorite thing in the world. And then I have my little. I've got a little like it's like it's for like a water pouch backpack, but I have a whole bunch of other nifty stuff in there. So starting out, yes, I also always have the big bush knife on my belt. That's the useful get everything done knife. I think very very important. And then so in my fanny pack pouch, I have my more important skinning buck knife. I have had it for every hunt I've ever gone on. I got it from my grandfather, and it's not the best knife in like that you can ever buy, but it is special and it is super sharp. And that's what I'm going to do to open up everything. And yeah, just going through in my in my fanny pack. I like to keep some snacks. That's also important. Just a little trail mix there. And I also always have some water in the bag. Water, you go out all day. Water is very important, and more of it is more better. And then what else? Sorry, I just started scribbling things down. So this is something that I noticed that, and I have a reason for this. So I also carry a GMRS radio and in my backpack, and I also carry a flare gun. So the terrain around here, like so the areas that I like to go hunting, like some of it can be pretty steep, and I actually, there's a beautiful buck that I missed shooting because I slipped off a log and took like a real scary tumble down a hill, and I could have hurt myself. I got lucky I was young and I didn't, but I very very easily could have been stuck there. And after that happened, I started carrying a flare gun with me, just in the event that if I did trip and break my leg somewhere, I could at least signal for help if I can't move, because again, some of the terrain out here is it can be unforgiving. And then yeah, so as far as the GMRS radio, I also I've been laminating little frequency cards, and I make sure that one of my frequencies for my radio is always on whatever the local logging channel is in the area, and then the other one's just going to be whatever my like normal channel, and then I let anybody that I'm going away know, like, okay, this is where I'm going, these are the frequencies I'm going to be on, but that way, if I do get myself into trouble, I'm more likely to be able to contact someone than not. Paracord also in the backpack. I also have a game bag in the backpack, so usually when I take the deer out here are really small, so like I'll open them up, gut them, let the blood drain out, get them all cool, and then I'll actually just string them up like a backpack over.
I was going to ask if you're going to backpack them. Yeah.
Yeah, I never drag them out because they're all really really small, so I just kind of wear them out, which I think is it works.
It was rather interesting on my first island deer doing that.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Like I'm used to mostly hunting island deer and like that kind of environment, so a little bit different. What what else do I have here? Oh, something that none of you guys noted that I always carry a couple sets of is nitrile gloves, because when I get the deer, I put on gloves. I like to not get my hands all bloody and gross. Don't look at me like I'm.
You put them right in there, right in with the gut shot deer. Like, just start ripping guts out of there.
I'm probably more concerned about cutting myself. I'll probably have cut-proof gloves, but
No, it's honestly
they're gonna get gored up.
yeah.
that's okay. They're from work. I can get another set.
In my fanny pack pouch, I always have my deer call. Always carry a headlamp in there, and then I've always got another flashlight in my bag.
Yeah,
I
headlamp's good. Yeah.
I am a big I'm the same. I'm a big believer. Anytime I go out in the bush, I assume something could go wrong and I could get stuck there overnight. And so, like, all of the very, very standard stuff, illumination, I've got a little fire kit, just, some basic, 3 ways to make fire is always better than no ways to make fire. I also have one of those little emergency bivvies. They're fantastic. I've never had to use it, but they're cool and better than, again, not having. And they compress down to like super small, so it just sits in the base of my backpack, and it's a thing you kind of forget about. Obviously, licenses, tags, all of that stuff, always really, really important in the fanny pack. I haven't used that term so many times in my life because I just call it a pouch. But and then wool socks. So I'm a princess, and I don't usually go out when it's -40 because we don't have that here. But it gets cool, and it gets very wet. And Darn Tough wool socks are fantastic. I swear by them. They're a little on the expensive side, but I think they have like a lifetime warranty. They're bulletproof socks. If someone's looking for good wool socks that'll keep your feet warm and dry even when those conditions are not, those are the ones. I also do take my electronic ear pro out if I know I'm going to be like, if it's like I'm in the area. I like having the bionic hearing a lot, and I already have a lot of hearing damage. There's been a lot of years of being a kid, maybe shooting guns without ear pro that I'm paying for now. So any time I get a chance to mitigate that, I do. The one other thing that I always keep in my pocket. So we don't have there isn't a 5-round mag capacity limit in BC for hunting, but I still hunt with a 5-round mag, even like if I'm going in a semi. Usually when I would take out a semi-auto, I always hunt with a 5-round mag. But I always brought with me a 10-round pistol mag in my pocket for the trip back, because I like to go, I'll go a ways away from the truck. Like, I like to go stomp around in the bush and kind of get myself lost. And I have encountered many big kitty tracks and other predators in the, there was one deer that I was stalking, and then all of a sudden, so I was following the tracks, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's a big kitty is also stalking this deer, and then realized that the cat had gotten the deer, and I was very conscientious about where I was for a little bit, and just, okay, get out of this area, because we do have lots of mountain lions out here. They're real, they're big, they can be scary. So I like having just that. Put that 10-round pistol mag in. I'm like, okay, if I really need to kill something quickly, I've at least got a chance, right? And I think that's more or less it for what I usually take out into the bush. Obviously, I also like to wear a lot of blaze orange because I'm deeply afraid of getting shot. So I've got a toque, and often I'll actually have my fluoro vest too. So if I'm in like an area where, okay, there could be somebody up on that ridge or somebody here who may not notice me right away, I'll throw the vest on because, the deer don't care, and it's a good opportunity to not get shot. So there's most of the photos of me hunting, I'm very, very visible. And then most of the same kind of gear that I keep in the truck. I don't do too much camping out there, but I'm always prepared to get stuck out for a day or two because, you never know.
I didn't go over my clothes. I just realized.
Go for it.
So clothes. I am a camo guy. I do take my camo quite seriously and very picky on it. But with that sense, it doesn't actually have to be camo. What I'm looking to do, and a lot of the camos out there don't accomplish this because they're just too dark. They try and look like realistic bush and don't accomplish what camo's supposed to do. So I'm looking to just break up my silhouette. So this time I think for this area my camera was actually gonna be too dark. Except for my cool weather stuff, my Columbias, I will be bringing. I got insulated pants and a jacket that I will be bringing for my normal like middle of the day stuff, because probably looking at like 70 degrees midday down to 30s in the morning Fahrenheit. So from freezing till like 20 degrees Celsius. I will probably be wearing like my 511s, like a light tan, or even like the green 511 pants, tactical pants, like ripstop. And top, I might even just go like with a flannel. Because the flannel, if you get the right color of flannel, it's going to break up your silhouette. And that's your main thing with camo, is trying to break up your silhouette. People try and look like the bush. No, you just want to break up your silhouette. That's why I won't bring anything that's just black out. Even a black hat. I won't bring a black hat. That being said, I have hunted with a dark tan one, which is basically the same thing out in the bush. But really trying to not wear any like big dark colors, as you're just gonna stand out like a sore thumb.
No solid colors. Like you probably wouldn't wear something that's a little bit too, I don't know, matching the rest of the anything like that.
Yeah, see, I'm not a blaze orange person. I'm not, unless they mandate that I have to. I'm not a blaze orange person. I don't like showing my skin. In fact, I'm probably going to be pulling out either makeup or something, because your human skin reflects so much light, you could see that miles away. And so like that's where I go, where I don't like seeing my face. So I will usually have like my shemagh. My shemagh always comes with me. It's a light tan shemagh, so it helps in cold weather. It also helps in dusty weather, and it helps when I need to just hide my face, my skin.
I know it's a big concern if you're hunting turkey, but does it really matter for hunting big game?
Some of the stuff, like the orange, I agree with Dustin and Adriel. The orange does not matter. I would prefer getting the orange that has like the black spots, so it kind of simulates camo, because then it's not just one bright solid color. You still have a chance of at least breaking up your silhouette and still be seen by human eyes. Like I said, I do like camo, but if I'm buying camo, for one, I'm big on noise. A lot of stuff I won't buy off the internet unless I've already checked it out in person, because even like the QU stuff, I think QU makes one model that is acceptable to me for noise.
A lot of the stuff you swish around, even moving your head,
just makes so much noise.
Yeah, especially like if you're, and this comes from stalking deer in the bush on a spot and stalk. Maybe not quite so much until you get onto that stalk, but when you're stalking you're on a walk through the bush, and all of a sudden you're just you're never gonna see anything.
No,
right? So it's an unnatural sound, and that's the thing. Like, don't be afraid to make noise, but natural sounds, not unnatural sounds.
So most of my like hunting clothes are in fact camo, but there's like an order of operations for the importance for those clothes. Will they keep me dry? Will it keep me warm? And then how quiet is it? And like all three of those boxes have to be checked kind of in that. I don't actually care too much about the camo. It's never really been a huge, maybe it has been a huge differentiating factor in the things I've gotten or not, but I've been relatively successful at shooting deer when I'm still colorful. But kind of what Adriel said there, a lot of the places that I go, like I'm a couple of hours access from Vancouver. There is a lot of really stupid people here, and there's a fraction of them who have managed to get themselves gun licenses, and there's not all of them have hunting licenses. That doesn't mean that they're not going to go out into the bush and shoot guns. That is also a problem. Mm-hmm. And there's been a couple of occasions where you hear a shot ring out, It doesn't sound like super close, but then the vest comes out. That's when like, okay, gonna make it very clear that I am a human, and yeah.
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 By the way, I hate how you. It was bugging me how you wrote that she-mag. It looks so wrong. Boots. So yeah, I'll have camp shoes, like a pair of Hey Dudes or whatever for camp. Hiking boots. I don't know what I'm going to be bringing here because my normal hunting boots have thinsulate. They're like 600 or 800 gram thinsulate, which at 70 degrees will not be pleasant.
Nope.
So
Kyle, I'm seeing Shemagh spelled like that and then the other way.
it's like Shemaghi.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Yeah.
it spelled like this, and then
Oh,
also
okay.
seeing it spelled like.
Oh no, just the way it looks like she-mag.
Yeah, I'm also seeing it like that.
Oh yeah. No, it's just
Oh,
the
you like
she
that? It looks
mag,
cooler.
kind of like, yeah. It's like what?
It looks cooler this way now.
More sophisticated. Socks. Try and stay away from cotton, but light when it's warmer weather like what I'm dealing with. It's really hard to find a super light natural fiber sock. So I will have a pair of wool socks with me, but they'll be my normal like work socks that I bring that are just super thin because with the heat deal down here, super thin crew sock or tube sock, whatever. Yes, my SpongeBob SquarePants socks.
Adriel kind of touched on it too, on the importance of layering. So like
Yes.
obviously hunting in Alberta versus hunting, out in like coastal BC is different. But layering for all folks listening is so incredibly important. There's been like, you go out in the morning as soon as you can, and it's stinking cold out.
Mm-hmm.
But then, the sun comes out and you do some hiking and you're wandering around and you're generating some body heat and you want to lose a layer or two. So
yeah, I'll be doing the same thing out here because it's going to be cooler in the morning. So I have that jacket, but I have the lighter wear that I'll be able to pull that jacket off. Even when I was in Alberta, I'd have my long johns, pants, a set of outer pants. Same thing with the top. I'd long johns, shirt, like t-shirt or whatever. My Stanfield's wool sweater, and then jacket. Like we're talking getting down to it's minus 20, minus 30 kind of thing. So, but yeah, down here, you don't have to be so critical on the gear, although it is starting to cool off at night, so you just got to be a little bit cognizant of that. But
yeah, and also you guys are 100% right. Anytime you're camping, you should always have at least 2 pairs of shoes. Always have camp shoes.
If nothing else, like the being able to dry the one set out.
Yep.
And the other, but on the same front, after you've been hiking all day,
yep.
You put 10 miles on hiking or whatever, you don't want to be sitting around in camp with those boots on. It is so nice to slip on. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Crocs or the Hey Dudes. I don't do the Crocs.
What's wrong with the Crocs?
They're ugly and awful.
Yeah.
But they're very utilitarian.
Yeah, and every campfire will have at least one set around these days.
I'll do like the Hey Dudes for my.
I haven't
my
had
camp
them
shoes
in a
now.
while, but I feel like I will again. They're, in my opinion, they're a pair of slippers that give you more protection on your toes. So it's not a bad thing. I have a pair
of like slightly oversized skate shoes that are my favorite camp shoes. They are only for camp. They're just, after it, like you said, a day of hiking, your feet kind of want to swell up a little bit when you take your feet out of your boots, and having like comfy shoes to slip into that are still shoes. And, but yeah.
So one important one for down here is a hat.
Yes.
And actually, I will be bringing like either like a cowboy hat or one of those leather Outback hats.
Yeah, can you actually add the wide brim hat to mine too, Adriel? I never go out without it.
Like just for protection from rain. yeah, that one.
That's correct.
The beer hat, but just protection from the sun, just make it nicer if it does start raining on you, like Dustin, it would.
Yeah, I have a wide brim hat for exactly that reason. I look a little goofy because the toque goes over top of it sometimes, but it's
that's where the shemagh is nice, because then I can have that on and I can just wrap the shemagh around.
Oh, I definitely have shemagh. Mine just are colorful. Mine are all like light blue. A
Mm.
couple of them. I swear by that. They keep you so nice and cozy, and you can just like,
Yep.
no, it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, but the wide brim hat is really nice when the rains happen. And again, out in BC, if, oh, is it not raining? Wait 30 minutes. It will. Like,
Okay, I'm done now.
yeah, I think I am too. I think that's more or less everything.
Tony, what are you
Tony,
bringing?
you want to?
I don't even
revise
know.
next week,
Maybe
or-
I'll update this next week, but you are
Well,
probably
yeah, let's update it next week.
you're probably going to see
Yeah.
me show up like I'm going to shoot a competition.
And that'll be good because you
No,
say you under prepare or you miss out on stuff. So now you can bring your list and then of what you brought, and then say, I wish I had brought in this.
Oh, did you get my little binos on the fanny pack? I have a small set of binos. Again, most of the hunting I've done has been like inside of 100, maybe 150 yards, whatever like the like longest distance a cut is allowed to be. That's I've just got a little set of binos that's been more than adequate for hunting out here.
Okay, let's see. What's on my list of things to bring? So I have a Vortex Impact 850. This is very much a shooting rangefinder, not a hunting rangefinder.
Don't bring that.
It's still a rangefinder, right? 5x magnification. And I also have, I've grown out of binos. I think it's something to do with my eyes. I can't really see, like if I keep adjusting the zoom, if the focus, it seems like one of them is always clearer than the other. So I have a Vortex Solo 10x monocular.
Okay.
They use to seize things, not necessarily hunting. Again, for listeners, I'm completely
That
new
sounds
to
fine.
this.
Yeah.
No, people hunt with monoculars.
Yep.
They're more compact.
License tags. I haven't even picked up my tags yet because in Alberta you get empty tags and then you register them online, so to speak.
Go to Cabela's and get them.
Yeah,
Don't wait
I
for
just
them in the
walk
mail.
in and buy the tags and get the tags. They fill them out for you and everything. Just then you're
Don't
not
fill 'em out
having to
anymore.
do it online. Then go buy your tags and fill them out. You just do it all in one spot, one fell swoop.
That's fair. I don't even know what kind of ammo I need to bring.
None.
Adriel's, yeah.
Put a gun in your hands.
Do I need to bring a wolf defense arm?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm trying
Unless
to
you want
get-
to.
I was gonna say that maybe the
excuse.
question is, can I bring a wolf defense?
It definitely is a yes, right? It's an NR, but yeah, I'm trying to get every excuse to use my PAR. I really like that gun. I do have a hunting knife. It's a buck as well. Again, this is like
Okay.
tag popping season, like freaking ever since either brand spanking new or like new old stock. It's sitting there for a year because
No,
that's
it's awesome.
I've
Don't
done-
feel
I've-
ashamed about it. It's awesome,
I've
man.
done my like hunter education like about a year ago. Here we do it online, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For me, usually for hiking, I like to carry a backpack. Just how I roll, I guess. It's very much focused on technology. I'll have like all the freaking cables to charge your phone, your battery bank. My life is very much revolving around technology. Is there anything hunting specific I'm gonna carry? Probably not at this point.
I would say with your backpack, yes, have your battery pack and cord, but leave that at camp. Well, no, bring a
don't need
cord
it.
and battery pack with you. But on the same token,
Nope.
you're not going to have cell reception. Yeah, he knows the area better than me, so I don't
I have
know
a
where he should.
battery in the trailer with chargers.
I should bring a camera. So
You
we
have
can
a phone? There's your camera.
we can film Patreon exclusive content in glorious.
Well, Tony,
way.
I don't have it on this list here, Tony, but I am bringing what mics do I have there? There was those Rode microphones, 3 of them.
Oh,
Nice.
Because
Why?
Ian's going to be there too, Runkle. So maybe we'll do some video and like getting started with hunting or something like that. I don't know. I'm just bringing it for options, right?
Bring a tripod too.
when you have a nice base camp like that, then that's nice to be able to bring that stuff just in case you get the inkling to do something.
There's the road.
Yeah, I
there's
put
the
the
road
road
down,
down here
yeah.
as well.
These are wireless goes. So
Oh, those are great.
yeah, run multiple people.
Yeah.
And
Other than that, it's
move it around.
mostly just camping stuff, food,
Mhm.
water, things
Yeah.
like that.
We'll update it next week.
I've got it.
Wireless go.
Yeah, I've got a set of those just out of reach, but they'll be useful tomorrow or Friday.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we? Okay, we got the revision. I'm gonna put that spreadsheet on our show notes for today, or on the website if you're listening to this. So it'll be on the slamfireradio.com if you want to go on there and add your things, or comment on the YouTubes, or I don't know, email us with the stuff that you think we missed.
Yeah. Email your list in and tell us on how overpacked I am, or
You have a truck, you'll be all right.
that's the thing. This is a different style of hunting for me. Normally, I was prepping for backpack hunting, so I was treating it like backpack hunting, drive out, but everything was contained in a pack. Now my truck is my camp, so completely different style of camping. It'll be interesting. But yeah, so send your feedback on your hunting list where you think we might have screwed up, or let us know if we gave you an idea that you don't carry and thought was good.
You can also, you can put the carry pistol in your lineup. That's because you can.
I was gonna leave that out.
Also, is this still whitetail in New Mexico, or is it a different species of deer?
So supposedly they'd have whitetail and mule deer. My tag is quite literally a forked deer. So typically I've seen mule deer. But yeah, my tag is antler horn tag. Yeah, so species deer. Bag limit. Any fork antlered deer. So
I love it. I wish.
Yeah. But so oh yeah, we can talk afterwards. Let's get into listener feedback. And we got an email
Kelly
here.
requested me to read it. Hey, Slamfire, Tony, come by Bass Pro Outpost NE. I'm assuming northeast in Calgary. There's technically 2 Bass Pros. Cabela's when I'm working, and I will take you through the good options we have available, or at least I'll get your hands on stuff to help you help with your decision making. Keep smiling. And I think that was sent in by Ben Yeoman Lewis. Thank you.
Well,
Ben
yeah,
Yeoman.
I was gonna leave the name out of it because he was telling you exactly where to go. But
yeah. Oh, fair. That was an oversight on my part. I guess we have listeners working at Cabela's.
Yeah, look.
Bass Pro nowadays. Yeah.
All right, Tony, why don't you continue on with the YouTube, unless you want me to grab them this week?
Yeah, I will grab the YouTube comments. Wait, where did it go? Okay, I see them now. We have in total 3 comments. Eddie was the 2. Tony 223 Remington 55 grain FMJ bullets was a cannulure. A LA. I'm thinking he is saying AK. M193 will probably work okay on coyotes if you have enough velocity or literally yaw and fragment on impact. It was the design intention for it to be kind of a fragmented thing. 556. Yes, Euromax is a huge company. They own Walther and Hammerly, German A, Mmerli. I have no idea who they are, but Walther, I have an idea. As for upcoming Black Friday deals, count me in as cheapskate times 3. That's between me and Adriel, I guess. Second comment from him, Kyle Masada, doesn't recommend modifying triggers on carry guns. It's most likely it would get it into trouble legally. It may cost you extra lawyer fees to fight over in court. The Canik have precision triggers for striker fire pistols. It is up there with the Walther PPQ and PDP. The TP9 Elite SC was sold in Canada with a 4.25-inch threaded barrel, but we still cannot buy one until the handgun ban is repealed.
Okay, I wonder if that was a similar thing, because I think, we got the Glock 48s, but they were special with longer barrels, I believe, or maybe that was a different model. Glock 19s, I believe, came with a longer barrel than what come in them down in the States, too, so it's probably the same thing. And, yeah, I talked about wanting to do the trigger, and, yeah, no, I know that's remembered from the book I read, who that author was inspired by Massad Ayub. And yeah, modifying triggers on your carry gun is possibly not the best idea.
And I forgot what that book is called.
Rules of self-defense.
Yeah,
or laws of self-defense.
You mentioned it so many times. And we have a comment from M40A5. Good gun. Biggest takeaway from this show: Adriel wants a big muff to put his hands in. Also, you should totally take Ian for deer, which is a good idea, and we might.
That is a great idea. You should do that, Adriel.
Might have been a listener suggestion.
Yeah.
Maybe this listener.
Yeah.
I forgot about one thing that I wanted to mention. There's a new 180.
It's a crazy 180 Canadian made.
Yeah.
I like the production value in the website they put in there. Like that was. You're muted, Dustin.
I don't. It's a little bit much for me. But yeah, West Tech. It has the Sarissa. It's a 180. It's going to use 1913 like Picatinny rail on the back. Ambidextrous charging handle on top. Proprietary. They're not going to sell them for consumers to start with, though.
Apparently, gas tube.
Yeah, gas tube. M-Lock NQD compatible handguard.
So are they going military LEO? Like,
yeah,
that's what they claim.
LEO.
But I think they do have the plan, because one of the things they mentioned is one of the barrels is 18.7 inches. So
yeah, it would be stupid of them not to. This is the first 180 that I've liked.
West Tech in Orangeville, Ontario.
In Ontario, correct.
It's
so
nice.
Is it just me, or is it kind of got some stuff like Jackal-esque?
Yeah.
Jackal is long stroke though.
Or maybe I'm thinking the wrong one, where it was like you test. It was very blocky and bolted together.
The 180, the Dave's gun.
Oh,
the jarred 180.
Jarred,
yes.
Yeah, it does.
No, this looks nice in a jarred.
Well, yeah, it looks nicer, but it almost looks like it got some elements from it.
It's a similar idea, right? Gas tube in the front, but a integrated recoil system that doesn't rely on a buffer tube.
This bolt is doing something weird. I don't know if you guys see that.
Yeah.
But, why is that cut out there, and why are they just kind of like flopping out? They're not like ripping out of there.
No,
There's
not.
Something weird going on there.
Yeah. It's interesting. When you posted this...
it is very interesting, because, it's like hitting the ejection port.
Yeah.
There's no shell deflector. They're just kind of like flopping out of there. So, I don't know what's going on.
Just interesting ejection pattern, I guess.
They
tested it with a left-hander. Okay.
It's so well, I'm not gonna say undergassed. It's so tuned down on the gas, it's just flopping them out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I was intrigued when you posted this in the group chat. It was the first 180 anything that I was like, oh,
doing something different.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know who are you gonna attract LEO like that's so dominated in Canada.
Well, never mind. You're gonna try and
Canada.
sell LEO and military on a 180 platform.
Yeah. Good luck.
Like,
it's like
if they pay any attention at all, get out of here.
So my little theory about that would be that's probably the basis that they have for their business license in the first place, right? So they have to make samples to attempt to go after that market with the knowledge that they are going to be going after the civilian market.
It's like a U.S. dealer sample.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It's like a law letter.
Yeah, exactly. I suspect that that's probably why, but they're making that for the civilian market almost certainly.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Keeping up with the comments tonight, Instagram, Discord. There's been some talk on
the preliminary price is $3,000. I believe there was a preliminary price out there.
I'm less interested.
Yeah. Well, until it gets unless it proves itself, like that's starting to get to B&T territory.
I was just gonna say, when we're into B&T prices, I'll just go buy something like that.
Yeah, that's been proven.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything come through on Spotify. If you are on our website, you want to go check out that checklist that Adriel's going to post up there. While you're there, check out the Cabela's and Brownells link if you're going to do any online ordering. Go there, click on those, give it a little kickback. At some point, when we decide to, we will go through a list of purchases and say our thoughts.
Oh, I should have had it ready for today.
Yeah, I
but
should
we're-
have had it.
We're
Sorry.
running. We're running a little bit long.
Oh yeah,
already.
We're
we also like to thank our Patreon and player supporters. And if you would like to support us, you can support us there as well. And if you would like to send the show an email, you can send the email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. And let's get into shout outs. You got a shout out? Just shout it out.
I would love to shout out Josh at the CFP. If you're listening, you are a true gentleman and a scholar. Thanks for being so awesome, cool, and fast at fixing what that other lady said she couldn't.
Perfect. Tony?
Kyle, anything?
Well, do you got anything?
I do. I'll shout out. I'll shout out Steve for lending me all the stuff first, so maybe I'll get a medal for my participation. And I'll shout out Adriel for taking on the freaking god task of, I don't know, probably detriment to his own hunting career or maybe even the group success could be. And we'll see how I make out this weekend. Probably not very well.
You won't ruin the group's success. And if you shoot something, great. And if you don't, you'll have fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Mhm.
Adriel, you got any?
Nah.
No? All right.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
Even though I know probably none of them are going to list, I'm going to shout out the Overland New Mexico group that went out with there last weekend. It hadn't known any of them. It was just a Facebook group. They're doing a quick trip. Jumped in with them. And yeah, great people. Same thing as everything. I great group of people, and it was a fun little trip. So
It has a lot to do with guns because I bet there was a lot of firepower
actually,
between the group of you.
no, it was just a good group of guys. We went, checked out a ghost town.
You know,
Oh,
you
that's
all
cool.
had guns. You all had guns. I
I-
come on, you were with an
There was only,
overland group?
okay, so there was probably more there. There was only 3 that came out.
That's what I mean. There,
Yeah.
I know. So I've got some friends down in Washington similar, where they're like, there will be lots of guns that get traveled wherever they go.
Yeah, like I open carried because I was in and out. Well, I got my holster on the truck so that I just pop it in there while I'm driving. But then I'm out in the bush. I don't need a concealed carry. I open carry out in the bush. So
Yeah.
but
No one's gonna get close enough to snag it from you.
well, it's just more a comfort thing at that point.
That's true too.
Yeah. Accessibility.
With that, we are going to sign off. So go join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Player. Join the CCFR, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Later.